Amen. He appears.
This is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Greetings and welcome to Winning Saturday Night. How's everybody doing out there? Hope you're all doing and living well. This is our not really a Christmas special Christmas show because it's the show before Christmas and I got a hat on. Now that's the way we're going to do it and that's the way we like it. Thank you guys. Thank you to each and every one of you Winner Circle members down there scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Special thanks to all of you winners that were members for the entire year. You know who you are. Thank you so much for continuously supporting this awesome idea called Winning Reality that we're all part of, and it's in each and every one of us. You guys make it happen again. So thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you. And if you want to be appreciated as much as these people and you want to be part of the Winner's Circle, it's really easy. It costs about a take a gas. You get a free super chat every month. It's all about that. So it's right there. And not only that, when you decide to become a member of the Winner's Circle, you get a special thank you clip that I play. There you go. That's the only way I can say it. Thank you clip. Thank you clip. That I'll play for you as you enter the wonderful realm, the magical world of the Winner's Circle. And there you are. But all these great people down here below make it happen. Thank you guys so much. And a special thanks to Shelly and Wolfram, who support us over on Rumble as well. We do have an X account. I just haven't premiumed it up yet. So it's not broadcasting there yet. It will be shortly because I just canceled my blue check mark from my canceled account, my suspended account. So F you, all the bots over at X and all the bot-tastic bullshit you did. I got another one with a better name. It's at Winning Reality. That's what it is. X.com/@winningreality. A place that will never, ever, ever push or sell counterfeit goods. It never has, never will. But yeah, that's the way it is. Let's see how this awesome crowd in the house. Look, we got so many great people in here. Hey man, what's up, Wolfram? How you doing, man? Good to see you. What's a Reverend J's mental journey? How you doing, dude? Rev Rats, right? Man, what a interesting and cool name. Welcome to the show, dude. How you doing? Welcome. How'd you find us, man? I love seeing new faces, especially at our not really a Christmas show. That's what we're doing here. Wolfram, what's up? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Thanks for dropping these links, buddy. I appreciate it. Remember, when you're here to always listen to the Wolf, he knows what he's talking about. And he wipes his paws. He lopes in. And if I get there in time, he's going to howl. And he howls. And that's how we know the Alpha Mod is in the house. And off we go. Cool Gamer, my friend, how you doing? Special thanks going out to you as well for supporting us. Oh, I think you were supporting us all this year. If not, we're close to it. But thank you so much, Cool Gamer. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you for being here. Heidi, how you doing? Heidi, 1776. How you doing this evening? Good to see you. Thank you for reminding everybody to hit the like and set this bell and smash the thing and all that stuff. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to get there. We're going to keep on rolling. Lots of great things coming in the new year, but we're here at Christmas time. We're talking about Christmas stuff, and that's the way it's going to be. All right. We got, check it out. Well, right off the bat, we got a very, very, very special super chat. Special clip incoming. Love the hat one. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. It's my Christmas hat because it's not really a Christmas show, but it is. I get to wear this hat like once a year. You know, that's the whole thing. So that's the way it is. That's the way we're going to have it. That's what I'm going to say that as many times as I can tonight. All kinds of cool things come tonight. We got seeing the cool things. We got good news of the week. We got cool things, and we got funny videos all on. That's our normal segments for Saturday night. We're going to be doing those and more. But unfortunately, at the start of the show, did I say hi to everybody first of all? Lady Autumn Sky, there you are. I knew there was another little icon avatar in there I didn't see yet. Where is it at? Where's your intro? Hello. Where's your first one? There it is. Hey, there you go. I always like to use the first one. Hello. Um, Reverend J's Metal Journey. Tell me all about your channel, man. Where are you from? How'd you hear about us? And thank you for being here. Let's get to know our new friend, Reverend J's mental journey. Mental. I said metal. Mental journey. Yeah, mental journey. Reverend J's mental journey. What does it say? It says Rev Rats Rides. All right. Hopefully we didn't scare him off with the oh, there you go. A little about me. I'm a custom car and motorcycle builder with over 2.5 decades experience. I'm also helping break the stigma of mental health. Well, you're in the right place. What do you mean break the stigma of mental health? Shelly, have you been to Shelly's channel? Shelly over here, where's she at? She's our host with the mostest. Hello, Shelly. She just gave me the super chat there. Talking trash and truths. Her channel is all about the same thing. All about the same thing, just maybe done in a different way. She takes it from her firsthand experience. She wants to encourage people to face their traumas by showing how brave she is in doing that with herself, and she tackles important topics around that. So yeah, that is what she does. People still look at mental health as a taboo subject. Well, you're in the right place then, because we're all about breaking that stigma around here. In fact, my very first video series was called Covert Narcissism Epidemic on Display, and that was about openly discussing and talking about the tactics by which people, men especially, get abused in relationships, but the epidemic on display of covert narcissism in our society, and what that is. So I talk a lot about that and made videos about it in my old school way. And I'm in my old way doing things. I wasn't talking back then, but I made videos using the Depp Heard trial as ways to make points about how that cycle of abuse is executed. And I also break down how how if we could put a focus on that and earlier in life with kids instead of this woke mess, get that out of schools, put in education about narcissism and things like that, we could start making less and less narcissists in the world, because it's a passed down infliction. Narcissists are made, and this is the covert clinical version. People have, I think narcissists themselves actually went out there and muddied the waters with that word by trying to say anybody who thinks they're good looking or has some confidence to them, and they're successful, and if you don't like them, just call them a narcissist. And that's not the way it works. We're talking about clinical narcissists, the ones that are very, very, very out to hurt people. Their whole life is about stabbing people in the back and creating false narratives about them and then playing the victim. And we've ran across quite a few of them here, that's for sure, in our journey. And in fact, the more you talk about them, the more they'll come after you. So yeah, so thank you for doing what you do, and good luck with what you're doing. And you should definitely subscribe. There you go. See, if you're cool here, man, you get your link put up, and people will encourage people to go and subscribe and be part of supporting your channel. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Now you need to come to one of Shelly's shows, and you will be amazed. Everybody's there to talk about stuff, and a lot of the crowd that you see here will be there as well. So you'll get to know some people in the crowd tonight. This is my laid back, fun, have a good time show, because I'm all work and serious during the week. We do great work here in terms of trying to solve problems, exploring root cause issues in society, addressing them, as well as talking about root cause solutions. And we are on the base track about things. So I cover a lot of different things. Mind control is a big thing. About how to stop the subversion in our society, and how to unrig this game so that we can bring in the solution culture that I'm promoting here. And that is a culture based on generational solutions and addressing mental illness, and stopping the cycle of abuse is one of those root cause solutions. So that's what we do in here. And so glad to meet you, and glad you stumbled in and found us on this. It's a Christmas miracle. They're already starting. So guys, I'm looking at the number here, and I'm trying to wait and see if we can get some more people in here before I break this breaking news. But I will tell you this: over the holidays coming up, I will do the Monday show, because we got to keep reading Government Gangsters by Kash Patel. We're going into our second episode of that, so we'll be heading, I guess, part 2, chapters 4 through 6, and we'll be doing that on Monday night. Now, Tuesday is Christmas Eve, and that's a travel day for me. I will be traveling. I will not be here at home base, and at the realm of winning reality. Me and winning life over there will be taken to the road and heading on down to find winning time, my father, and hanging out with him because he's truly winning time right now. And we're gonna go down there and have a Christmas down there. So that's what we're gonna do. So, but I tell you what, I thought I was done with Dropocalypse 2024, but nope. I got more for you. So what I'm doing is I'm going to record a couple episodes. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'm going to record a couple episodes and then have them come out on my normal times during the week. So I won't be able to do any shows until Friday. I'll be back. So probably next Saturday night, I'll be back, and then we'll be gearing up for what the New Year's special right after that. So I'll come back and that's the 28th. Yeah, I'll be back on the 28th live and in person right here. And we'll start gearing up for this New Year's Eve that we're going to be throwing here on the 31st. And we're going to do a New Year's Eve like we did last year. We're going to hang out and we're going to listen to the Wise for Panic show, and we'll have some other music and some other excitement and some other surprises and whatever I can come up with between now and then. You never know. It's a new year, so there's new things coming out, man. And then I gotta listen to the idea. I gotta go with where the circle takes me, man. I am the color green in a world of black and white, and I am a servant to the circle, and I just go where it takes me, man. You see that green circle out there? Let me see that green circle. There you go. Now you get it. Now you get why the green circle is out there, right? And that's what the green circle is. You learn a little bit more as we go along on this wild ride where we are all winning reality together. But I am just an idea, a good idea, one you should subscribe to and share and bring friends to see, because we're all part of this good idea, and we're all going to get there together. Like, I'm not here to confirm your bias. That's the last thing I'll do. But I am here to walk with you to the truth, and that's what we will do together. Are you down there in Florida? What part of Florida you in, man? Well, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I'll be heading down to Florida too. I'm here in Georgia. Shelly's up there in Pennsylvania. And we got people from all over the country in here. All over. We got some northerners around here. We got some westerners out here. We got some Texans around here. Yeah, we got some people from, I guess, Cool Game. Are you from Germany? Germany. We got sometimes Max comes in here, and we got Japan. We got people that are from the UK, Canada. I haven't seen my Canadians lately. I sell fireworks for New York for New Year's, so I'll be working on Christmas. Oscar. Okay, cool. Ocala. I know where Ocala is. I'll be driving. I'll be driving down over there to St. Augustine kind of areas, right in there, areas right around there. Ocala. So yeah, I'll probably pass if your fireworks stand is off off of yes, off the main highways there en route. I don't know how. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. You're off 75 down there somewhere. I might drive right by you at some point. Okay, Michigan. Yeah, we got a Michigan in the house. My Daytona Beach. That's where Daytona Beach is. Okay, more south. I'm trying to think of it. I always got Alachua and Ocala mixed up in my head for some reason. Yep. My Daytona. St. Augustine is on the east coast of Florida. I'm not far from I-75. Gotcha. Well, guys, so I'll be putting out Dronepocalypse 2024 part 2, and probably part 2 and part 3 And if I get to part 4, maybe I'll get it out there. But I got more parts because more things come up and I've put more pieces together. And while we covered the main narratives that are out there, the visible ones, I've uncovered possibly one that's underneath. And no, it's not aliens. Of course, it's not. But I am going to do part 4 will be about the grift that the main dude he showed up. It's like we knew the main dude showed up and started talking about it. So I got to I'm gonna break down that one as well. So I'll break down the newest UFO alien rabbit hole grift. This will be part of 2 series. It'll be part of the Drone Apocalypse 2024 series, and I'll get to add it to my UFO alien rabbit hole series as well. And of course, I'm going to actually I should call that video the anatomy of a psyop, because that's all this guy does is he runs out there and tries to get people to believe a bunch of bullshit by using fancy words and talking fast. But yes, Stephen Greer is back, and you won't believe where I found him and what he said. But that's going to be part 4. Part 3 will be coming out on. I think I'm going to just not do anything New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve, and put it out Christmas Day night. So, because that's usually when Unveiling Reality comes out, anyways. But I'll do it then. We'll just take Tuesday is just a day off, I guess, unless something comes up. I don't know. I could do one Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but I was thinking of putting another one out. I was thinking of doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So me. I'll talk about it, and then I'll do whatever I want, and then that'll be what it is. Hey, Heidi's in Northwest Ohio. Hey, if you're here and you came in here, don't come in here and take off, because I got something extremely important coming up. I need you guys to I've been warning about this. This is a little bit off the track for a winning Saturday night, but up front, the important shit's got to happen. And I gotta bring this up. And I was thinking of saving it until later in the show, because I need as many people as possible to see this so that they're warned about what's coming. But yeah, like I thought, the UN and with their Agenda 2030 and WEF, they've done it. Finally, they've done it. It's about to happen. They're starting to launch their new climate change, the new climate change initiative. The one I've been warning about. They're going to do this. People thought I was joking around, and they put out the ad, and it's out there now. And this is going to be wild, guys. So I need to. I want to make sure that everybody's here to hear this, because I'm getting ready to play the ad here. I found it on their on the website, and let me cue it up, because I got to get ready to play this thing. Yep, it's good. This is what they're going to try to get passed and try to make everybody do now to save the planet. To save the planet from climate change. This is what their big idea is. And they said that this is it. This is the one. This is the thing that they've finally come up with, and they're going to force us to do this. They're going to force everybody to do this in the coming year. This is the big plan for next year, and so I need everybody to pay close attention as I show you this ad, because we're going to have to fight against this next year and do our best to make sure that this doesn't go in. Is everybody here? Is everybody ready for this? All right, I think this deserves a little bit of this.
Breaking news, everybody loves breaking news.
I'm sure you've heard the news. The future of our planet is in your pants. Introducing fart napkins. The latest, and let's be honest, the most unexpected weapon in the fight against climate change. Imagine this: every time you let one rip, you're not just making a sound, you're making a difference. Just capture that gas in a specially designed fart napkin and breathe it back in through your nose. Yes, it's absurd, but so is climate change denial. Join millions around the world, from New York to Beijing, who are embracing the stink and saving the planet. Fart napkins save the day. Catch that toot, don't let it stray. So breathe it in, feel the mic on. Fart napkins, our planet's light. So head to your nearest store and pick up your fart napkins today, because the future stinks, but we can sniff it out together. Remember, It's the only hope and last chance to save the Earth.
Breaking news. Breaking news. Everybody loves breaking news.
I warned you guys. I knew it was coming. All right, so we have to stop it. We'll do everything we can because, man, I tell you, it'll be funny to watch all the people on the left doing it, but all the people that are bought into the establishment, but they're not going to make us do it. They're not going to make us not. They're not going to make us do it. No, 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 not at all, not at all, not at all. That's right. We're going to fight against it. We're going to laugh at it, fight against it. That's right. Right. Yeah, but they'll do it. They'll play that ad enough times. They'll start doing it. You watch. You watch. They'll start doing it. But all kinds of stuff like that. New technologies make having fun a lot of fun and easy. So, I may be finding more things like that out there. You never know. But yeah, I'm on top of it. I'm way ahead of it. We're gonna make a stand and make sure that they don't force people to use fart napkins. All right. So that being said, I'm glad you guys are up to date on the breaking news. Belle of the Bayou, what's up? How you doing over there on the Rumble side? Someone's coming over you right there to say hello. There's Shelly saying hello over there. Oh man, everybody's busy with Christmas this time of year. Probably wrapping presents tonight and trying to get your plans for the holidays together. I know how that goes. I know how it goes. I got the place to myself this week, and I got some wrapping to do. I got all kinds of other things to do to get ready, and I got to make these videos for this week. So that I have them all ready to go, but I have to record them so that you guys will. I'll have some content while I'm away from the command center here, and also I will have I won't piss off the YouTube algorithm, who gets really mad if you don't keep making videos and start taking your subscribers away. Like but anyways, guys, it is time. It is that time. It is that time to get on to, where's T-Rex at? Is T-Rex, you here yet? Did I throw him off by starting a half an hour late? Oh, geez. Well, T-Rex, you here yet? Let's see. MLS, how you doing? Hey. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I'll tell you what, before we even get started, though, let's relive last year a little bit. Last year, in fact, we can do that by just taking a look over to see what's going on with Max and the gang from Cringe Van, Meme Copium and BP and Max Mira. Let's see what they're doing this time of year. Let's go.
It's Christmas time in Japan, let's bring the fun. Forget the snow, we're out here catching some sun. Tokyo lights shining bright, dropping holiday tracks. Santa's in a kimono, taking sake shots with Max. From Harajuku to Shibuya, we're out in the scene. Rocking Santa hats and getting wasted on stream. No reindeers here, we got catfish flying. Santa's sleigh? Nah, he's cringe van riding. Let's go! Christmas in Japan, it's a festive scene. That's right. Sushi rolls and ramen, get shit faced with me. Oh my. From Tokyo to Osaka, the nights go by too fast. Oh yeah. Christmas in Japan, we always have a blast. Bye now. It's Christmas time in Japan, let's catch a buzz. Start drinking when we wake up, just because. Captain have fun, meltdown chat is losing their minds. Metro dropping truth bombs, exposing his lies. From Harajuku to Shibuya, we're out in the scene. Rocking Santa hats and getting wasted on stream. Oh yeah. No reindeers here, we got catfish flying. Santa sleigh, now he's cringe van riding. Let's go.
Let's go. That was a trailer that should have been playing on on the YouTube side, but didn't. Bogey Dog, what's up? Booty Dog. Right? I know they're gonna, they'll go do it. They'll do it. They'll be the first ones to be like, I got my fart napkins to you. Yeah, you don't even use them, right? I should have played the whole damn song. Oh well, that's good enough. You guys got the idea. It's Christmas in Japan. They're having fun. All right. So, T-Rex show up yet? He has to sing us in for our first segment of the evening. All right, T-Rex. Where you at? All right, guys. It's time for the good news of the week.
Yeah, we're here to spread the word, bringing joy and love to each and every nerve. Positive vibes, that's what we're all about. Gonna lift you up when you're feeling down. Every day we're gonna make it bright. Good news coming your way. You're gonna smile no matter the day. Good news, turning it around in this crazy world. It's the good news of the week. Oh.
All right, good news of the week. Let's go.
This cat adopted an entire elementary school when she showed up one day and decided to enroll full-time. Scylla first showed up at Outwoods Primary School in Warwickshire 6 years ago, just like any other student, except that she had whiskers and she hadn't packed a lunch. After students welcomed her with a cozy blanket, she decided to make perfect attendance her personal mission, never missing a day of class. When staff discovered that they had an unauthorized student roaming the halls, they took her to the vet to check for a microchip, concerned that she might be someone's lost pet. As it turns out, Scylla did have a microchip and a previous family, but when they were contacted, they said that they couldn't care for her and were happy to transfer ownership. So on that day, Scylla became the first four-legged student to ever enroll at Outwoods, and she's truly made the school feel like a home. She's decided that the library is her favorite spot to be. So for her birthday, Scylla's social media fans donated £5,000 worth of new books, completely restocking the school's shelves. And of course, as the library cat, Scylla is always available
Wild,
to
what's
help
up?
students practice reading out loud in a judgment-free environment. As judgment-free as a cat can be anyways. Staff members say that Scylla truly seems to have an instinct for seeking out the students who need her the most. Looking back, it seems like Scylla knew exactly what she was doing when she picked out her forever home. Breaking news, Chef Gary is ramping up her biscuit production ahead of the holiday season, and she's recently expanded her operation in what industry experts are calling the most ambitious pastry stand renovation in feline culinary history. The enterprising chef's new diner features premium kneading stations and enhanced biscuit making capabilities. And to meet increasing delivery demands, Chef Gary has officially partnered with BreadX, a revolutionary biscuit transportation service. Sources say that the chef's hat fell off 147 times during opening week inspections alone. Despite the business expansion, Chef Gary maintains her commitment to quality, insisting on personally kneading each order to perfection. When asked about her growing biscuit empire, Chef Gary appeared too busy to answer and simply continued making biscuits to keep up with demand. Customers praised the chef's dedication, noting that even with her fancy new upgrades, each order still comes with Gary's signature personal touch, a tiny paw print of quality assurance. The expansion has allowed Gary to add several new items to her menu, though her classic biscuits remain the unanimous customer favorite, with millions of orders already placed for the upcoming month. A company in Japan has 10 cats on staff, which is about 1 cat for every 3 human employees. And one of those cat employees even became the highest ranked staff member in the business after successfully climbing the corporate ladder over 20 years. The web development company is called QNote, and the only eligibility requirement on their application is must love cats, because the owner, Nobuyuki, believes that all job skills can be taught, but if you don't like cats, it just won't work out. This all started in 2004 when Nobuyuki adopted and hired Futaba as a junior sales cat. After seeing how much of a positive effect Futaba had on employee morale, he just had to expand the feline workforce. As more rescue cats joined, the office was renovated with lots of climbing and napping spots. And Futaba was promoted to chair cat, managing to outrank even the company's founder. While Futaba did recently pass peacefully at 20 years old, she did an excellent job at training the next professional in line, whose name is Milk the Meownager. Nobuyuki says that he knows having cats in the workplace can be distracting, but he considers that a feature, not a bug. He appreciates how the cats force his human employees to take breaks, and says that they're actually his secret to fostering a flexible and positive work environment.
Nice.
When a man in New Jersey became a professional tree climber, he had no idea that he would end up spending so much time working with cats. Stephen Murrow grew up climbing a tree in his yard as a child, and as an adult, he found a way to keep his childhood alive by starting a business called Tesla Tree Service. In a typical day's work, he might be removing fallen trees or tree branches that have broken and become a hazard. But the most fulfilling part of his work might be the part that he does completely for free, and that's rescuing cats that have become stuck in trees. A couple years ago,
How do
he was
cats get stuck in
contacted by
trees?
someone in his town who was looking for help rescuing a cat that had been stuck in this tree for 5 days. They had
Oh,
already
man.
contacted the local fire department, but they were unable to reach the cat, who was about 100 feet off the ground. Stephen was happy to help. And with his expertise and his ability to build trust with the cat once he got to her, he successfully brought her back down to solid ground. He says that in that moment, he knew he needed to keep doing this, and since then, he's rescued over 100 cats from trees. Stephen has
That's a
never
I have.
charged for a rescue, and he never plans to, because he believes that helping when you can is just the right thing to do. And with his extensive climbing experience, combined with his naturally calm demeanor and way with animals, there's really nobody more perfect for the job. The man who mows overgrown lawns for free recently found an injured animal while he was on the job, and he ended up keeping an entire cat sanctuary alive after searching for someone to help. Spencer from SB Mowing has made a name for
Oh,
himself
wow.
by finding the most
That's cool. I've watched a lot of his videos actually. Spencer from SB Mill, and he has great videos. If you like just to watch like yard work, get to go from like mayhem to like a nice looking yard. It's actually really therapeutic to watch. So you can watch that. I told my lawn guy he should do this. I would help him start it, but he didn't he just didn't ever quite understand how like much money he could make doing it. So he never did it.
most overgrown lawns and cleaning them up
Yeah,
for
yeah,
free.
you
A
watch
few
them
months
too?
ago, he was actually on his way to another job when he took a wrong turn and drove by this abandoned house. The weeds were so overgrown that they were covering the sidewalk, causing an accessibility issue, and Spencer knew right away that he wanted to take care of it. While he was working, he spotted a cat curled up in the weeds, not really moving. He let Spencer pet him and even pick him up, but he had a bad injury under one of his legs. Spencer called around, and there was only one rescue that said that they could help: Edgar and Ivy's Cat Sanctuary in Corpus Christi. Their director, Anissa, took him straight to their medical center where he was treated for severely infected wounds. And Spencer
Aw.
was so thankful to the sanctuary that he offered to share a donation fund to his millions of followers, hoping to raise around $10,000. What he didn't know at the time was that Anissa was actually on the verge of having to close the sanctuary due to finances, and she said that $10,000 would be life-changing. Spencer's supporters went above and beyond and ended up raising $185,000. Now,
Wow.
instead of closing, Edgar and Ivy's has been able to rescue 630 more cats since Spencer first came in. The sanctuary
good
ultimately
news.
decided to adopt the cat, now named Espy. He's healthy, and he's even strongly bonded with another resident cat. And a bodega cat in Manhattan was abandoned for weeks inside a deli after the business closed. Neighbors jumped into action to give her the life that she deserves. Layla, the tabby cat, lived in a deli in the Hell's Kitchen area for years, but the
It's
place
all
she
good
called
news.
home shut down in May. For about a month, the building appeared to be vacant, but last week, a passerby spotted Layla in the window and realized that the building unfortunately wasn't vacant after all. Concerned, they snapped a photo and posted it to a local group, and the group responded immediately with a combination of outrage and efforts to organize a rescue. One neighbor named Tiff went to the deli immediately to check on Layla and try to sneak some food in through a broken window. While she was there, someone associated with the business showed up too. He claimed that someone had been feeding Layla daily and said that she had a bed in the basement, so the owner thought it it was fine. But Tiff convinced him that Layla would be better off if she took her and found her a real home. And he agreed to surrender Layla the next day at 4 p.m. So she started looking for a rescue or a foster. The next morning, another neighbor named Ben saw the post about Layla, and he knew right away that he wanted to welcome her into his home. He met up with Tiff and some others from the group at 4 p.m. to rescue Layla and take her directly to the vet across the street. Layla wasn't in great shape, but she's expected to heal completely. And while Ben only originally planned to foster Layla, he's now officially adopted her, and she now only has a life full of love to look forward to.
Yeah, there we go. So that
People are
was
rightfully alarmed. They have a
kickoff
reason to be alarmed.
to good news of the week. And I had why is my that there? Okay, that's better. I think for some reason I had this like outline around my nameplate there. Not that you guys really need it, but that's for the new people. The but anyways, yeah, they that's our kickoff. That was from last weekend. This week, I don't think did I not do one? Did I do a winning starting out last week? Did I? No, I didn't. Did I? Yeah, no, I couldn't do one last week. We was busy. That's right. So that was 2 weeks of good news right there. Good cat news right there. Good 2 weeks of good cat news. Now we're gonna get into the good human news of the week, and you know how these go. We got to get up to winning speed here. All right. You know, we watch these a little faster, but we'd like to watch and see how things are turning around for the better in this world. With the good news of the week, and of course, everything has a little bit of a political spin to it. That's because there's so much corruption in this world. As we get rid of it, as the bad guys lose, we like to revel in that. So we got some of that too. Dear God, why did Satan pop up? I got scared. Okay, I'll get scared again because here we go.
And if you would vote for that, people may not feel so confident that they're safe with you. This is not crazy. This is legitimate.
This is brainwashing.
Feelings of fear of you and a feeling that you might not be someone they could trust.
Look at this. This is just manipulation and gaslighting. I mean, look at her face. Look at the way she's trying to. You see those eyes. She's looking at you like got the frown brow going on. Yeah, this is just manipulation. That's all it is. She's just manipulating people.
If this thing goes way south, autocracies go south real fast, and things get ugly, and people get asked to do things and turn people in and point people out and turn on them. And if
just like you guys are doing,
if you're voting affirmatively, gleefully for this, and people may not feel so confident in.
See, look at that. She's so bad. I can't wait. But here the headline is MSNBC demands Joy Reid take a pay cut or be fired.
You anymore. That's real, and you kind of have to live with it. So if you think that you can vote for what people see as their destruction and then demand that they still are cool with you and kiki with you and have Thanksgiving with you, like, I think you're kind of missing the point. Of what
now she's laughing at you. You're stupid if you don't think like I do.
People are upset about. They're afraid. And autocracy and fascism are things that are legitimate to be afraid of.
I know, and that's why we're afraid of you.
So you may want to step back.
Boy. So after the election, I predicted that a lot of these mainstream liberal media anchors that have been on the airways for the past 4 to 8 years, constantly, boo-hoo, whining and crying about Trump every single day, right? Trump derangement 24/7. I predicted that some of these individuals will get fired, right? They're going to get their walking papers. You're already seeing it happen at CNN, okay? Some of their anchors are leaving. They're getting fired, right? Like Chris Wallace, for example. And then you have this fascinating report coming out about MSNBC, who allegedly told Joy Reid and some other anchors at their network that you either need to take a pay cut or be fired amid ratings tank. Now, this is hilarious to me because MSNBC has been absolutely roasted since the election due to the fact that you have some anchors at that network that decided to go down to Mar-a-Lago, right, to kiss the ring of Trump, Joe Scarborough and Miko Brzezinski after the election. Also, on top of that, they engaged in 24/7 Trump derangement leading up to the election, pretending as if Kamala Harris actually had a real chance of beating Trump. And a lot of people have turned off MSNBC. Okay, they've turned off the network. They don't watch it anymore. They have ruined their credibility. Okay, they're not a news network. They're a glorified YouTube channel.
Greg Foreman,
right? That is essentially awesome. What MSNBC has become. And there's been a lot of talk about MSNBC potentially being sold as NBC Comcast looks to spin off the network to let it sink or swim on its own. Okay. And again, a lot of people have speculated that maybe Elon Musk could come in and buy MSNBC to save the failing network, which freaks out the liberal media.
They are taking Musk's comments seriously, whether he's trolling or not. There is a serious undercurrent to this, and it is the following. In some countries where we've
Oh
seen
man, where's Mark Dice? We need him. There's serious undercurrent to this problem. We need to help to see Mark Dice do this part.
democratic backsliding, where some
Democratic backside.
oppositional media outlets have been
Oppositional media outlets.
captured by the government, a process
Captured by the government.
known as media capture. This is exactly what happens.
Media capture.
A ally of the leader, like Musk, comes in and buys a media outlet that is viewed as oppositional, and then he turns the content and makes it more friendly to the person in power. That has happened before in other countries. That's part of the concern when, even if Elon Musk is just joking, that's
Oh,
part
you
of
mean that's what you guys did?
the concern here when it comes to MSNBC.
It's always
But
projection
at the
with these
moment,
guys.
this spinoff that Comcast is doing will take at least a year to complete. There's no immediate sale or any of that, I'm told, that is planned.
CNN contributor Carrie Champion joins us in our fifth seat. So, Carrie, I want to ask you about this idea of media
Oh my
takeover because
God,
after Elon
this show is
Musk purchased
horrible.
Twitter, changed it into X, there's no doubt that he
Yeah.
exercised some power there. So, how do you hear this even in jest kind of purchase of a cable network?
Good to be with you tonight.
Good to be with you as
Thanks
well.
for having
Yeah.
me. I think
Wait,
that we
isn't-
should believe everything that is said coming from this administration. I don't think that we have the luxury to dismiss it as him being someone who's being funny or someone who is just being himself or that is his brand. X, and you said in some ways, always. I feel like X, I don't know if anyone is on it in any capacity. I don't know if you're on it. And you're the only one? You're on it? You all are on it? Okay. I've actually decided to take a rest of
Everybody
peace
here, huh?
because it is not a
Thank you.
peaceful place for me. And I know if in fact you don't agree with this current administration, most people can say that it's not a peaceful place. I would not.
Well, it's not a
I
peaceful
wouldn't
place
be
for you because you don't make it peaceful. You're constantly trying to promote bad ideas, and that come from a foundation of cultural Marxist programming in your mind. So, and support for corruption, the corrupt establishment, division, things that people don't really like. That's probably why it's not that peaceful for you.
surprised if there was an actual bid made to take on MSNBC, but the fact that it just can't happen in real life.
and we
It
just
can't.
can't
It's not
officially
even
for sale. we
Yeah,
should
it's not
say,
officially
but
for
the
sale.
last
It's not
I would buy MSNBC and turn it into just live cams of animals playing. It's something that actually brought joy to people's lives instead of, something that just completely destroys people's minds and turns them against each other.
realistic.
about maybe buying something.
It's
he
not
ended
even
up doing it.
realistic in real life, but I do believe that media, everyone sitting here at this table, if you don't agree, we're in for some tough years ahead. I do
Yeah.
believe that we are not going to be able to be as safe or say what we want to. I don't think free speech is going to be as free.
Now, platforms are not regulated right now, which gives them carte blanche to whatever they want right now. Elon is not someone who likes to be regulated. And
Correct.
so to buy MSN, he would go under some federal regulations.
Who's regulating CNN right now?
The FCC.
We're not a broadcast. It's cable. I mean, I don't really think cable stations are under the same regulatory structure that broadcast is.
It's definitely regulated more than than Facebook and
There's
Twitter.
still what she's saying is that there's still a litmus test of journalism that you have to pass. You can't
That you
come on
don't have
TV
on
and just make up things and say things.
I'd be like, hold on, wait a second. Have you guys met Rachel Maddow before?
That happens on X. Please don't give me the eyebrow furrow as if you don't know what I'm talking about. It happens often on X. I can go and say the color is
Oh yeah, now you're gonna get on to him for his body language, you authoritarian nightmare.
blue, and I will be met with so many disrespectful remarks. No one's regulating the N-word. No one's regulating the criticism. No one is regulating how people are
lies.
treated.
How much
or
government
the
regulation
lies.
of the First Amendment are you for?
Let me tell you something. If I came on here and I just started calling you all kind of names, do you think the bosses would let me continue to do that?
I mean, it happens
I
to me
mean,
occasionally. I don't know if
Well,
you
it doesn't
watch
happen
the
to
show.
you, but it doesn't
It
happen
does
for me.
happen.
And I know that I wouldn't be able to do that. There's a level of professionalism in what we do here.
Who wants people to be professional that are on X? You gotta be professional when you're posting, people. You gotta be professional. Everybody needs to act the way this woman says, because you need to be regulated if you don't act the way she wants you to.
Because we are journalists and we adhere to something, at least morally. And there is no moral compass
People on X aren't journalists.
on this thing called
We're
X.
also having a
Yeah, so you see now you heard that. Okay, so the
Hit 'em,
liberal media,
Greg.
they're freaking out about the possibility of MSNBC being purchased by Elon Musk or somebody else that they don't like because the network is struggling so much. But as of right now, MSNBC is trying to survive by negotiating pay cuts, right? Some people are going to have to take some pay cuts or be fired, okay? It seems like Joy Reid is on the chopping block. MSNBC is negotiating pay cuts with night anchors Joy Reid and Stephanie Rule as the cable channel nosedives in the ratings after the election, according to a report. Rachel Maddow,
Man,
arguably
we
the star of
got
the
a
network,
veteran in the
previously
house.
agreed to
Awesome.
pare down her $30 million salary. It was reported The anchors report this week about Reed and Rule negotiating pay cut should come as no surprise. Parent company Comcast generated concern over MSNBC's future by announcing a plan to spin off MSNBC and some other NBC Universal properties into a new company. But perhaps more urgent is the station's plummeting viewership. Its primetime audience tanked 55% from November 4th through December 15th, according to Nielsen ratings cited by The Wrap. CNN and mainstream counterpart experienced a 46.7% drop. Yeah,
that's good news for
these
people who
networks
want to
have
have
literally lost
clear
half the audience. Right?
minds
Half the
and-
people have said, nah, we don't want to watch this anymore, right? We're done with MSNBC after the election. Hilarious. The Readout host Reed and 11th Hour host Rule, whose salaries are believed to be considerably lower than Maddow's, are experiencing audience declines in line with the network's overall numbers. Newly promoted Morning Joe co-host Jonathan Lemire has also been presented with a new deal at a lesser salary, according to Ankler. Yeah, so word on the street
is that Jonathan?
Joy Reid is getting paid $3 million a year, which blows my mind, right?
That blows my mind too. That woman gets paid $3 million a year to go on there and brainwash and gaslight and manipulate people, to program them with thoughts and ideas that are toxic and divisive. They got paid $3 million a year. That's the stuff that gets to me, out there trying to keep people free and clear of mind control, exposing how it works so people will move away from it, trying to change it in a permanent way. So it's the enablement of it is removed so that people have the capacity to think logically and to see logical fallacies and to point out false premises and not to buy into people like Joy Reid. That's the good work. You do that for free. The evil work, like the spread of division and subversion and implanting violent ideas and triggering people emotionally. Yeah, you get paid $3 million a year to do that.
My mind that Joy Reid is getting paid $3 million a year. Okay, but hey, I guess propaganda pays.
Propaganda pays.
Yeah, so they're asking her to take a pay cut. I can only imagine that they're asking her maybe to take, I don't know, $2 million, $1 million a year, which would still result in Joy Reid being overpaid. But will her ego allow it, right? Will her ego allow her to take that type of pay cut? Because again, a lot of these anchors have big egos. And the reason why Joy Reid is taking this pay cut mainly is because Trump won, right? Trump winning has led to this pay cut. So will she go along with this pay cut because
good news,
Trump won, right? I'm just saying, I don't know. So that's why, I think personally that Joy Reid could be dumb enough to believe that, you know what, she can do better out of her own. That maybe, just maybe, she could go the same route that Tiffany Cross went, which, Tiffany Cross was fired, right? So, I guess it's a little bit different. Don Lemon, okay, some of these others that believe that they have a real audience, right? They have like people who actually care about what they have to say. Newsflash, they don't, right? Joy Reid would be sorely disappointed. I'm just saying, I'm hoping she's dumb enough not to take the deal, right? Whatever they're offering her, $1 million a year, $2 million.
Yeah, please don't take it, Joy. Stand your ground. It's just racism. That's why they're doing it. In fact, ask for more money.
I hope she's dumb enough to think that she can do better going out on her own, right?
Please do
I really
it.
do. But see, if MSNBC was smart, they would just fire her altogether, right? I don't understand the appeal of having somebody like Joy Reid, right? If I was MSNBC and you're thinking about identity politics, okay, and so-called representation, why don't you go get yourself a conservative black woman, right? Go get a Candace Owens, right? Real talk. If MSNBC replaced Joy Reid with Candace Owens, viewership would go up, right? Viewership would go up. Has anybody seen Candace Owens' YouTube channel? She gets basically 1 million views per video, right? Her channel is amazing. So I personally feel like if Candace was on MSNBC, if they replaced Joy Reid with her, they would get more viewers. Now, again, they probably have to work out a deal with Candace in regards to some of her criticisms of Israel, right? And the people that you're not allowed to criticize. But outside of that, right? Outside of that, hey, I think that would be a great deal for MSNBC. My point is this. I don't understand why you just don't outright fire Joy Reid. She's redundant. She doesn't bring anything to the table outside of being black. And you replace her with somebody else as a black woman, just replace her with a conservative woman, right? If you replace Joy Reid.
Just do it, man. Just do it. Thanks, Greg. Let's see what's up next here, guys, on the Good News League. Greg Foreman. Yeah, I think he's coming right back up. Let me see what I got next here. Let's mix it up and pull in Mark. I swear, where does that top 10 list go? I'm gonna have to go find it. Let me go ahead and just do that this way.
After ABC News agreed to pay $15 million and apologize to Donald Trump for defaming him in one of their many fake news segments, posted by George Snuffleupagus. Now Donald Trump is threatening to sue the Des Moines Register over a poll that they posted just before the election that showed that Kamala Harris was going to absolutely devastate him in the state, which he then ended up winning by over 13%. Now, this is some masterful trolling. Obviously, there's no merit to this lawsuit whatsoever, but this is part of a larger tactic that he is using to send a message to the fake news industrial complex that if he's willing to sue a pollster for posting a garbage poll, then he might sue anybody in the fake news for posting fake news about him. So they better knock it off.
I don't understand it. And the allegations I take very seriously. They're saying that this was election interference, which is a crime. So the idea that I intentionally set up to deliver this response,
There
when
you
I've
go.
never done that before. I've had plenty of opportunities.
That is good news,
to do it.
Jay.
It's not my ethic. But to suggest without a single shred of evidence that I was in cahoots with somebody, I was being paid by somebody, it's all just kind of.
This is the one that tried to do the Iowa poll, by the way, and tried to say on the last second completely flip it and say that Kamala was going to win Iowa and put it out there, and she acts like she didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing.
It's hard to pay too much attention to it, except that they're accusing me of a crime.
Look how happy Richard Maddow was reporting on the poll, showing that Donald Trump was going to lose Iowa and probably then the entire election.
Oh, no.
And that's why lots of people had strong reactions when the Des Moines Register and Selzer Iowa poll was posted last night. This pollster, and she's got her track record, and this is out of a state where nobody saw it coming.
Donald Trump is also threatening to sue 60 Minutes for posting a deceptively edited interview that they did with Kamala Harris to try to polish up her image and make her look less of an incompetent buffoon. And again, if he does this, it is, to be honest with you, it is a totally baseless lawsuit. You can sue people for deceptively edited interviews, though, if they do cast you in a false light. But this is just trying to make Kamala Harris look even better. So there's no basis to this lawsuit. But like I said, the fact that he is making these threats is absolutely hilarious.
One on 60 Minutes, you know about that, where they took Kamala's answer, which was a crazy answer, a horrible answer, and they took the whole answer out and they replaced it with something else she said later on in the interview, which wasn't a great answer, but it wasn't like the first one. The first was grossly incompetent. It was weird. And that was fraud and election interference by their news magazine, a big part of CBS News.
And thankfully for our entertainment, CNN has rehired Brian Stelter after firing their senior media analyst a few years ago who hosted an unknown Sunday morning show until, of course, I made him a star. He became such a laughingstock that everybody in the media industry knows that he is a complete embarrassment for CNN. And despite his show actually having decent ratings, they fired him because he was embarrassing the entire network. Now they are beyond shame. So thankfully, he's back.
He used to be, Laura, Trump would file these nuisance suits against media outlets, and they would almost always be thrown out. But the fact that ABC had to settle this and decided not to go to trial, it is going to embolden Trump and his allies. And no longer this is about nuisance lawsuits. This is now about a systemic effort to chill the press, to tie journalists up in knots. For example, the Iowa case, he's using the Iowa Consumer Fraud Act. It's very unlikely Trump will prevail in Iowa, but that's not the point. The process is the point. Having to go through the motions and pay all the money for the lawyers is the point. I think lawyers are going to benefit from this effort, but everybody else is going to suffer because journalism, newsrooms, media outlets are going to be tied up as a result of this effort.
No, actually, he's trying to help you using these same lawfare tactics that the Democrat Party and the media have used against him for years. He's trying to get you clowns to clean up your act. He won't be the president again for another month, but he's already making America great again, convincing a Japanese tech company to invest $100 billion into the U.S. And when making the announcement with the CEO, decided to publicly pressure him to double the investment.
I'm excited to go, and we were discussing, and President Trump said, I'm excited to go, and we were discussing, and President Trump said, Masa, double down is not enough. Maybe, go for more, right?
That's what
right. I'm going to ask him right now. Would you make it $200 million instead of he can actually, believe it or not, he can actually afford to do that. Would you do that?
Well, my promise is 100, but he's now asking to do more. I think with your leadership, my partnership with you, with your support, I will try to make it happen.
Oh,
All right.
I'll try to make it happen.
He'll make it happen. 200 million investment.
Look at that.
He's a great
Close the deal.
negotiator.
Close the deal.
Yes. And with Kamala Harris's legacy in
news.
shambles, the Democrat Party is trying to figure out what to do with her in the future. Some are suggesting that she run for governor in California, while others are saying that she should run for president again in 2028.
Tell us what the likelihood is of Harris running for governor.
What she's been saying to people over the last couple of weeks, donors, other supporters that she's been talking with, is you haven't seen the last of me. I'm not going quietly into the night. Advisors, people close to her, are debating about what that means. They do not want her final official act ever to be essentially certifying Donald Trump's win over her, especially 4 years after January 6th. And so they look at this governor's race in California in 2026, and it seems to them like a layup, essentially, that she would probably clear the field or mostly clear the field, and she would get to be governor of California. It's a pretty good job, right? It was good enough for Ronald Reagan and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jerry Brown. But if she does that, that means that she couldn't turn around and run for president again in 2028, right? She'd need to essentially declare right away. And that
they're actually thinking about running her again in 2028, please.
Is what it really comes down to, because there are people close to her who say she didn't get a fair shot this year. It wasn't up to what she could have done, and look how well she performed anyway. She should get to go again in 2028. And then there are ones who say, look, with where things are with the Democratic Party, she would not have a clear field, a cleared field, rather, in the Democratic primary, and could lose the nomination. And to come off of 2024 into that would be really terrible.
Oh, please run again, Kamala. Then we could have a woman losing for president 3 elections in a row.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
Well, guess what? We're saying Merry Christmas again.
That's right, sir. But sadly, it is too late to order anything from my online store,
All right. Thank you so much, Mark.
and get it in time for Christmas.
Awesome. Yeah. Mark Dice does have some good stuff in his store. Check it out. All right. Let's see.
What is this shit?
Hold on. I thought this was funny for some reason. It's in here. Let's see what we got here. Osmond Gold. I don't think I've had him on before. Let's see what Osmond Gold. There's a couple guys who look like Osmond, but here's one.
What is this shit? Trump won a lawsuit against ABC. Holy shit.
I still get judged for it today.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
And I answered
Explain
it. You're
why-
shaming
no,
me for my political choices.
I'm asking you a question about why you endorse someone who's been found liable for rape.
Context. Trump just won this defamation lawsuit against ABC because he was never found liable for rape in his Jean Carroll trial. The jury found he was liable for abuse in the broader sense, but never for rape. An abuse verdict that has been actively challenged by the president with an ongoing appeal.
Well, you're welcome to say that, but you have to answer the question. Why are you supporting someone who's been found liable for rape?
That just cost you guys a lot of money.
He was not found guilty in a criminal court of law. It wasn't actually rape. And E. Jean Carroll joked about all the money she's going to get. And when you have someone who says that they're raped and they make a mockery out of this civil court judgment, it's offensive to other women. It makes it harder for other women to come forward.
As you said, because they are defamed by those who commit the rape. That's what Donald Trump has been found guilty of doing.
Oh my God. So it looks like ABC News is being forced to pay Donald Trump $15 million
that's
just
good
in ABC to issue apology to President-elect Trump, and they must publicly apologize to
You just gave
Donald
it for
Trump.
salary, buddy.
George really fucked up, didn't he? He retweeted it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Oh, geez, man. What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. Let's see. Let me see. I think I added one to the list here. I'm going to refresh real quick.
What is
guys,
this
yeah,
shit?
what a
Trump
mess
won a
those
lawsuit
guys
against
are in.
ABC. Holy shit.
All right, here we go. Oh, it must have gone down the bottom. All right, I'll fix it. I'll fix it because I have it right here. I did want to. I think I'll wrap it up with the biggest of the year countdown here. This is hilarious. We'll bring Mark back in for that. Right now, let's bring back in. We'll watch some
as
of
a
this one.
result, somebody's going to have to lose.
Oh no, we're gonna bring back in Craig Foreman real quick. Republicans push for Vivek Ramaswamy or Elon Musk to replace Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House. That's some good news. Let's go.
And as a result, somebody's going to have to lose their job over this. I don't think the Speaker is going to remain in power. That's my prediction. I'm not in the House. If I'm correct in that, and I think I am, we need bold new leadership, outside leadership, and I think it needs to be a Doge Speaker.
Yes.
It needs to be either Vivek Ramaswamy or it needs to be
Vivek.
Elon Musk. Look, I was over here a couple weeks ago, House and Senate Republicans for a Doge caucus meeting. I've never seen, we're like, herding cats, Republicans on Capitol Hill. Never seen so much attention, so much respect for two people in our entire caucus in the Senate and in the House.
So you're
as I have
officially
for them.
nominating right here on Jesse Waters Prime
Yeah, that's the
Time,
other guy.
either
Yeah, there's like
Vivek
three
or
guys who look the
Elon to
same.
be House Speaker. Doesn't have to be a politician, could be anyone, can be Speaker. Do they want that job?
I don't know. Look, I'm a little bit skeptical. Elon is kind of busy. He's got like 54 companies that he's running,
right,
and trying to get to the moon. I suspect Vivek is a little bit more open to it than Elon.
Vivek
I'll
would be
take
great.
either one of them. Vivek, Elon, if you're watching, please sign up. America needs you.
All right. Well, I don't think Johnson likes you now.
And just to be clear, it is Vivek. Vivek did say it's like cake. It's like the cake. Vivek. Not Vivek. But he's saying the right things.
Next time you guys see each other walking through the halls of Congress,
I like
he's going to
him.
probably kick you in the leg.
He is a good man. He's a friend. He's been a long friend for a long time. Great person. He's lost control
they
of this
finally got it.
process.
Okay.
And I don't know how he can remain in power.
All
We
right.
need Elon or Vivek as Speaker.
He's a friend, and you just threw him overboard. Man,
Yes, I did.
politics is tough, Senator
Well,
Lee.
it is, especially when
Like
you try
Lee
to jam an
doesn't
entire
pull his
country
punches.
with the 1,500-page bill that nobody's read, and you try to trick them and bully them into doing it. Some of
Yeah.
us take that personally, Jesse.
Yeah, no, I don't like it
You
either. I
should.
think it's terrible.
All right, guys.
Yeah, there you go. And Wolfram is pointing out Fox News has been reporting all day that Congress finally got a bill through at the last hour on Friday, and that's what we predicted on Winning 2024 show this week. We predicted that Thursday night. Was it Thursday night? Yeah. We said, yeah, they're going to get it through. I mean, it took 3 turns. I think the last one they split up into 3 different votes. That was a good turn of events right there, in a sense that they actually made a difference this year. And they were like, go ahead, shut it down. We'll just open it back up when we get the new president in. We'll take care of it. You guys can go home for the holiday. Go ahead. Well, go ahead. Yeah. And so, but they split it up, and then they pulled out the funding bills for the important things into different votes. Right. So, but they did I think they got it all through. And I think that all the stuff we were trying to avoid got avoided for the most part. And that's good because we made a difference this time. And that's a great momentum builder for going into the new administration in the next 4 years. Hooray. That's awesome news. We won't go into the full breakdown on this, but let's see a little bit more. Let's watch the 2 about. Rand Paul came out and said some stuff. I want to hear what Rand Paul has to say. I guess we will watch some of this. We'll see. It's about 20 minutes. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let's check it out.
So in the wake of the most recent drama in Congress involving the continuing resolution that Democrats tried to stuff a whole bunch of pork in, and Elon Musk sound the alarm on the pork, the mainstream liberal media, the Democrats that got mad, upset, cut out a lot of the pork, left some pork in there that should have been voted on individually, and that eventually got passed. In the wake of all of that drama, you have some people that are upset with Speaker Mike Johnson. They don't like the way that Speaker Mike Johnson has handled the continuing resolutions, because he promised that he would stop doing that, right? He would stop putting this stuff up for a vote at the last minute before Christmas, essentially trying to bribe his colleagues into pushing through a bill that nobody has read. He said he stopped doing that, but he didn't stop doing that. And now a lot of people are questioning whether or not he will continue to be speaker, right? Should he continue to be Speaker of the House? Should he continue to lead the GOP?
That didn't work,
And
right?
I think that this is a very, very, very fascinating conversation, because that is the next battle that Republicans are going to have to deal with in Congress, is whether or not Mike Johnson will be Speaker of the House again. So that drama is coming up. However, there are some Republicans that have come out here and said that, you know what, maybe we should have Vivek Ramaswamy or Elon Musk, who are the current leaders of Doge. Maybe they should be Speaker of the House. And I think that this idea is an excellent idea. And I would love to see a real movement from Republicans to have Vivek Ramaswamy or Elon Musk be Speaker of the House. And what I really mean is Vivek Ramaswamy, right? I actually don't mean Elon Musk. I do not think that Elon Musk would enjoy that role. I think he has way too much on his plate to do it. But Vivek would be absolutely perfect as Speaker of the House. And I'm hoping
Don't let me copy.
to get this movement going, which is why I'm making this video. So without further ado, let's react to Rand Paul floating Elon Musk as Speaker of the House.
Here we go.
Join me now as Kentucky Senator
Elon Musk, Rand Paul, guys, floating it. For some reason, it's not letting me copy. Hey, Happy, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. It's not letting me copy the Discord link for some reason. So Shelly can do that if she wants to. If she can, for some reason, I tried to grab an invite off the Discord and it wasn't letting me copy it for some reason. It was just, I don't know if Discord's having problems or it's just mine, but let's see if Shelly can do a better job than I did.
Rand Paul. Senator Paul, we welcome you as always, sir. So what do you think? I mean, I think if anything, the events of the last couple of days, can we make this as simple as possible?
It's not working. Wolfram, you want to try it? You want to see if you can get the Discord? You're a mod over there, right? You should be a mod on my Discord. I'm pretty sure I elevated you to mod status. For some reason, yeah, the link to Discord is not working right now. Oh, you got it? Okay, Shelly's got it. Cool. All right, let's back to the show here.
Possible. One big bill starting immediately. Put it all in there.
All right, Rand, let's hear this.
Very popular. Strike while the iron is hot. Otherwise, the GOP and all of its wisdom can't walk across the street in a straight line anymore.
Well, there's one simple question we ought to ask before we get started. Do we want government to be bigger or smaller? So what Speaker Johnson proposed was to add $30 billion in farm subsidies. That's making government bigger. That's borrowing more money. Adding $100 billion in disaster money, all borrowed, not paid for, and then continuing to spend money. This is called the continuing resolution, but continuing to spend money at a rate that we're $2 trillion short. So the deficit this year will be $2 trillion. And that's what the rate of spending leads you to. So for conservatives, it's kind of a non-starter to say, oh, you want to continuing spending things at the same rate? And by the way, we're going to add in $130 billion worth of new money not paid for. So this is the contention. It's a real contention, though. And I was proud of conservatives who stood up in the House and said, we're not going to give a blank check to anyone, Republican or Democrat president, to just say we're not going to address the debt ceiling. We're going to forget about it. We're actually, going to pretend like there is no debt ceiling and we don't have to worry about the debt and no one's responsible. They voted against that. And so that was a real good pushback by conservatives. And I'm one of those who says you can't just ignore the debt and not make anybody vote on it. The people who vote for big government have a day of shame and a day of responsibility. And that's the day they vote to raise the debt ceiling.
Well, look, I don't think the debt ceiling has much to do with the debt.
Facts. Right. I got to say, Rand Paul, I like you. I hear what you're saying. And I agree with probably 99% of the things that you say. But the whole debt ceiling conversation is silly. Right.
Yeah. All right. Hey, yeah, we got that. Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy. Let's go. I want to move on to the final piece of good news of the week. And this is like countdown kind of stuff. I found one at least for this year. Let me go ahead and get that on in here. Let's go. All right, here we go. Pulling up old Mark again. And this was pretty good. Top 10 lists. I love top 10 lists. And Mark has a great one right here. Let me make sure I give him a thumbs up before I bring this on up here. And let's make sure we got this at winning speed, which is 1.25, by the way, in case you're wondering. All right, here we go.
At the end of the year approaches, a lot of people will look back and reflect on everything that happened. And a lot of shows and websites will put together top 10 lists of the top 10 funniest things, the top 10 best things, top 10 weirdest things that have happened throughout the year. And PolitiFact, the internet's all-knowing fact checker, which is tasked with suppressing facts when people post them on Facebook if they reflect poorly on the Democrat Party, has announced what they call their annual biggest lie of the year. Was it how the media insisted that Donald Trump was the reincarnation of Hitler and he was holding Nazi reenactment rallies? Was it how the mainstream media conspired to cover up old Joe's rapidly declining mental capacity and tried to gaslight the American people into thinking that he was just fine? No, because the fact checkers are part of the fake news industrial complex. PolitiFact declared that the biggest lie of the year was Donald Trump and J.D. Vance's claims about Haitians having certain bizarre dietary habits. That's the biggest lie of the entire year, according to the all-knowing fact checker PolitiFact. In reality, the biggest lie of the year goes to the mainstream media.
This is the biggest lie of the year.
For as long as they could, until the emperor has no clothes moment during the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, when it became more than obvious to everyone that the gig was up. Remember how for years, just leading up until that fateful evening, they claimed that this man was sharp as a tack, has a photographic memory, and is brilliant beyond words.
Anyway,
I shouldn't be laughing. This is sad.
I don't want to. Maybe choose my words. I was just thinking. Anyway, I just look. I mean.
This particular compilation goes on for literally 5 more minutes, but I'll spare you any more embarrassment because we are all familiar with old Joe. And who can forget after that big Hollywood fundraiser organized by George Clooney and all of his celebrity friends where Joe Biden got lost on stage and froze and had to be literally led off by Barack Obama. And then the media claimed that we were spreading deceptively edited clips, cheap fakes. It wasn't a deep fake. It was a cheap fake.
Now, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre and others are calling these cheap fakes. But what it is truly deceitful behavior that is not rooted in.
You ought to know they created the cheap fakes.
Truth. Peter, the fact that this is what Trump is going with,
Williams,
right? We've got months to go before the election,
Castro,
and he's making up and distorting things about the current president to win over voters.
Notice they only showed a brief segment of the clip because they are such liars. If they showed the actual clip in its full context,
these days
they would be toast. I mean, if these people aren't the biggest liars of the year, then who is?
This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
Tino so long as he's denied.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
President Biden has a photographic memory. His understanding and mastery of a complicated geopolitical situation, remarkable.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
I was sitting, 2 feet from him across the table, and he was, intense.
Have trouble walking sometimes? Yeah, so did FDR. He wanted GD war.
But he's totally focused. He's very sharp. They say he's sharp in meetings and so on.
Very lucid, very well informed. Biden is state lead. He comes with gravitas. There hasn't been, as far as I know, a single claim that Biden made a mistake.
He's never made a single mistake in his life. He's the second coming of Jesus. Every day, every week, every month, we're bombarded with a tsunami of fake news. And it seems like forever ago that this happened.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare because all of these people are coming in. They're putting them on Medicare. They're putting them on Social Security. They're going to destroy Social Security.
Then, in his first press conference a few days later, hoping to convince the Democrat Party and the American people that everything was just A-OK, he mentioned that he chose Donald Trump as his vice presidential running mate.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, so I think she was not qualified to be president.
Okay. They were so desperate to try to cover up the truth that NBC News actually published this article. Republicans float a quiet conspiracy theory that Biden won't be on the ballot. The mostly unfounded chatter includes talk that Democrats secretly want to replace him with former First Lady Michelle Obama, California Governor Gavin Newsom. They later admit that was the plan, and they were hoping for an open primary because the Democrats didn't think that Kamala Harris had what it takes. They know that she was a DEI hire. That's why when Joe Biden dropped out, when his staff posted that initial letter on social media, it did not endorse Kamala Harris, which was very, very odd because that is the vice president's job, to pick up the torch and continue to run the race if something happens to the president. It was only 20 minutes later that there was another tweet that Joe Biden's staff, another faction of them who also had access to his Twitter account, posted saying, oh, by the way, Kamala Harris has my full support and endorsement. This from the New York Times, 3 days after the election. Nancy Pelosi laments Biden's late exit and lack of an open primary. Even Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez admitted the obvious that there certainly wasn't a consensus in the Democrat Party and that there were two different factions because many of them didn't want Kamala Harris on the ticket. So as usual, the conspiracy theorists were right, which is why you should order your conspiracy.
There you go. Thank you so much, Mark. And thank you guys. That's the good news of the week. Coming up next, cool things. How's it going out there in the crowd, y'all? Thank you guys so much for being here for the not really a Christmas special Christmas show. As we roll along here and our great evening with so many awesome people everywhere on Rumble and on YouTube, hanging out, having fun, and enjoying this special time of the year together so much. FYI, if you can donate to Jeff coming home, there's a Give, Sing, Go for Legal Vices. Rest in peace, Legal Vices. Prayers and words of support are always welcome and for free. Yeah, so what they want to do is they want to, and Shelly and I did donate. If you want to, they want to bring Jeff home to the United States for his son to bury him close by. And so that's what they're working on right now. And by the way, let me go ahead and pull this up. I do have a special tribute. Now, Jeff starred in many of my earlier videos when I was the Law Team at Universe videos that I put out, and I wanted to play one of them for you here tonight. And this is in Wolfram gave me the perfect segment. So segue. So let me go ahead and find it. Where did I put it? Whoa, how long ago did I put it out? Oh, what did I put it in the wrong place? Probably. I've been doing that lately. I'm putting things in the wrong place. I swear I put it out. Where did I stick it? I stick it in the wrong place. Uh-oh, don't do that. Let me see. If not, give me a second, I'll go find it. I just did it the other day. I'm all the way back to Sasquatch. Wow. I'm pretty sure I put it on my own page. I guess I didn't. I'm gonna go over to Shelly's and see if I put it over there. Where'd it go? Am I just? Oh, here. Nope. What have I done? Did it get taken down off the freaking? Hold on. I'm gonna go over to T-Rex's page. I don't see it anywhere. What the heck? I'm like losing my mind here now. Let me see. Did I put it in the hub by accident? Oh, yeah, I did put it in the hub by accident. Man, why do I keep doing this? No wonder nobody saw it. I put it on a private channel. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and repost this on my general. See, I have a special private channel called The Hub where I put stuff that I want to transfer from my PC over to my iPad and vice versa. So there it is. Okay, remembering legal vices. That is the name of the video. And I wanted to, not the name of the video, but I wanted to go back in time 2 years ago to this special report that I did, uncovering something that was going awry here. And yeah, I know. Everything keeps phrasing, so many. I know. I knew it was coming. All right. That's what she said. Okay. So this was, speaking of phrasing, why legal vices and Aussie overlawed omitted a big fact in the Baby Shark's prison punishment case. Now these guys covered this, but see, I figured out they omitted an important fact in this story on purpose. Check it out.
All right. This is the story of the law-related Baby Shark. And see, I did it for you everyone here, you see the reaction that this song gets from people in chat. Here is the story. Jail employees charged for playing Baby Shark on repeat. But this story has a fucking dark ending to it.
The video they used in the prison was actually made and performed by them. Yep. Ew. Yep, it was them. That's right.
Unusual punishment. I love it.
All right, so I'm going to save that jam right there for our closing jam on out segment. So you'll get to see the rest of this video later. Look at that. I ran some people off with it. It's like it has that effect, doesn't it? But yeah, that actually goes back to the law attainment days. Look at that, man. I literally ran like 5 people off with that one video. But if you love to Jeff, it's a great way to remember him. He was in lots of my other videos as well. I won't play all of them, but because I already had to deal with all those copyrights, so I probably will have to deal with that one too. But yeah, that was from 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and there you have it. Let's see how many views. That got like 35 thumbs up and 219 views. So it's just going great. Down to 9. Come on, guys. It wasn't that bad, was it? We still have cool things to get to, and I got a great thing for cool things tonight. I didn't promote this well enough earlier in the show. Now I got people taking off. Because this first thing we're going to do in cool things is a great little thought experiment. I found a great little thought experiment. And then we're going to look at delivery robots, delivery drones, delivery things. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk a little bit about the changing paradigm as predicted when this whole drone apocalypse thing started. My initial gut instinct again was that let's see, do I still have it? Was that this was signifying, at least to me, it was signifying a paradigm shift. And I've been talking about this paradigm shift coming in so many. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you. Yeah, Jeff loved it. I did another one too. I don't really want to show that one just because there's some unsavory characters in that video that we no longer associate with. But it was a time and place. But but yeah, he loved that one. He loved a couple of them. He was the lead singer of a band called Tokyo Grift, which featured himself, Legal Mindset, Max Mura, and Meme Copium, and they were part of the Law Tube is Getting Weird series that I did a long time ago, which is now very dated. It was a different time. It was a time when LawTube, when everybody got along and Ricada was cool, and it was a time like back in those days when it was just coming around, and it was fresh and it was new and it was fun, and there's a lot of cool people coming together underneath this big new umbrella called LawTube, and they were getting along just fine. And now it's all shit and broken to pieces. But anyways, it was a different time. Refacing was new. Everybody was memeing and having fun, and I started this series called LawTube is Getting Weird, which was basically a singing contest between all the lawyers, right? And that's how it went. And eventually it went from the individual singing to team singing to bands, right? And then it turned into this big trolls versus LawTube thing, and it came out with a bunch of predictions at the end that came true. And let's just say that it was a time and a place, but I won't replay too many of those. However, I did want to say that I do have this great cool things segment coming up where we're going to get to participate. And at the end of this first video, you will have to answer some questions, and it will be fun. This is actually going to be a lot of fun. Toy, good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Toy? Good to see you. Where are you good morning me from? Are you from over there in that part of the world too? Are you in Japan? Good morning. Unless you just woke up from last night. I guess then it's good morning. But it's good to see you. How have you been? How have you been? If I remember right, I'm trying to remember where you said you were from. I'll get it. Anyways, This video is very cool. I'm gonna get queued up here. I love thought experiments, and I love this. Let me tell you what. Let me just do this. Let me go ahead and kick off our next segment, and then we'll talk about it. How about that?
Filters change the way we feel. Blurry lines between what's real. Cool things a thrill we chase. Time's a blur in this fast-paced race. I'm lost in a world of cool things, streaming through my endless dreams. Every frame, a piece of me, it shows. Cool things wherever I go. My career screens call out my name. Pixelated faces play the game. Cool things that are coming in time. I want every one of them to be mine.
All right, welcome to Cool Things. And it's not just technology, it's not just things like that. It's a lot of things. It's things that I find that are cool, that are out there that we can both enjoy together, and we can all enjoy together. And that has to do with like cool places, cool technologies, things that are coming in the future, and just cool things in general, like thoughts, like things to think about, things to work out together. And one of the things is that eighth veil, the battle between good and evil. Talk about on unveiling reality, the veils of perception, way out there in the eighth veil. That is the underlying energies. And this video right here is not only a great fun thought experiment. We get to answer some questions about at the end. How together we're going to answer questions together about it as they are posed to us. And man, it'll really make you think. Dana, what's up? You're just in time. You're just in time, Dana. So I hope all of you out there will join me in this. It's called On God, AI, and the Problem of Evil. And it does have an underlying kind of like idea behind it. But I think that the way that they pose this scenario, right, is very interesting, and I think it's worth looking at. And like I said, we were talking about like where does good and evil come from, and like why there's just an eternal battle for it that's out there. And I watched this video, and it made me start thinking about it in a little bit of a different way. So I'm gonna have to like rethink this a little bit. But there is this thing, right? And I'll tell you about it at the end what my impressions are about it. So we'll watch this together. And I totally clipped the whole bit. What bit did you do? What did you clip? What have you clipped? What did you clip? So don't go anywhere. You're gonna enjoy this video right here. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it in this. I need to speed it up. I'll probably just leave it where it is. But let's enjoy this this thought experiment together. This is a cool thing what we can do.
We give God a lot of heat for creating a world with so much evil and suffering, and then allowing it all to happen. But I would bet if you were to create your own little world, you would have made it the exact same way, and you wouldn't want it any other way. Now, bear with me here on a little bit of an analogy, and I promise it'll all come together in the end. And stick around, because I'm going to ask you some questions that I think will really...
It does.
As I'm sure you all know by now, AI has gotten so advanced, you can have a full-on conversation with this thing and not even know you're talking to a bot. And I'm sure you also know that all AI has to be pre-programmed with thousands of protocols to prevent it from, say, taking over the world, starting World War III, or enslaving all of humanity. So in other words, all AI is pre-programmed to serve and do no harm, or to do good and avoid evil. Okay, so imagine the greatest AI engineers on the planet all getting together and saying, let's try to create not the perfect intelligence, but intelligence that is good. So they thought, let's create a simulated world that acts and behaves just like our own, and populate it with millions of these bots who look like us, act like us, and have to live, work, and survive together. just like we do. And of course, the engineers had absolute control over every aspect of this planet, from time and space down to the tiniest little detail, and absolute control over every bot in it. Now, in this first world, every single bot was pre-programmed with the thousands of protocols now perfected to do good and avoid evil. So in other words, every single bot was incapable of making
Right, Jay,
any
take
wrong
care, man.
choices,
Great meeting you.
and only able to make right ones. Now, what do you think we would observe in this first world? Well, it was the perfect world. Every bot did exactly what it was programmed to do, and the protocols worked perfectly. They advanced incredibly fast and learned how to provide for themselves and for each other, and not one bot was in need. And since they were incapable of making any wrong choices, there were no wars, no poverty, no oppression, and no evil, and no suffering. The world was all very clean, shiny, peaceful, prosperous, well-ordered, super advanced, and boring. They noticed all the bots more or less acted the same and fell into very predictable patterns, like a fine-tuned machine. So yeah.
Yeah, in that perfect world, where it was just like that, right? I was thinking at this point, nobody would know what evil was, but they wouldn't know what good was. They would just know what was. You know what I'm saying? No harm, no suffering, but no understanding that they weren't being harmed or being cared for at the same time, because you'd have no comparison of it, right? I guess they could have could you imagines going on. I don't know. That's what I started thinking about right here when I watched this. I was like, huh. Well, we think about that. I've always thought about this. Like, there is a balance that the evil at least provides a balance, right? If it has a purpose. So the idea to me would be to minimize evil and maximize goodness, right? So that's the idea. I don't know that we ever wipe one or the other out, because they're in this force. They're opposites of each other, right? So I've always had the thought experiment going in my mind about this exact thing. And that's why I liked this video. I really wanted you guys to watch it with me. Is that if it was all just good all the time and everybody always made the right decisions and everything was always hunky-dory, I mean, like supposedly heaven I is supposed to be, I guess. That's the way some religions describe it, right? Right, Bodhi? It makes you think, doesn't it? And it makes me think too. And I love thinking like this. This is part of what makes me me. And I love challenging my mind with bending topics like this, where you're just like, it's like, how do you work this out, right? And this is what got me into the whole mess that I'm in now. So I mean, a mess. I'm talking about, how I got to understand all this stuff. Patrick Stacy, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. I'm Winning Reality. Happy to see you. Yeah, good stuff, isn't it? So to check this out, so that's the perfect world scenario, right? So they go into another scenario right here.
Yeah. They created a perfect world, but those in it were not. Because is it really good if you're only doing what you were programmed to do? So the engineers thought, let's do something crazy here. Let's rerun the same simulation, but this time, let's only write the protocols into their memories so they know what's right or wrong, but give them the choice to follow them or not, essentially giving them freedom. What do you think we would observe in this world? Well, as I'm sure you can imagine, it didn't take long for the first bot to break protocol. And from there, all hell broke loose.
There's a free will
bot took advantage
activated.
of that bot, these bots oppressed those bots rose up against these bots, and the great historical pendulum between the master-slave, the have-nots began. Which of course led to every form of war, poverty, slavery, hatred, hedonism, and the most unspeakable evils that even the engineers could never have imagined. And amidst all this newfound squalor, chaos, and confusion, they noticed something else. Cracks emerged in the actual system. Bugs, breakdowns, glitches in the code, system-wide viruses that wiped out generations. or in other words, what we would call disease. And the metrics of evil and suffering skyrocketed. This discouraged the engineers, but drilling down into the analytics a little deeper, they saw something else. Interwoven between all the spikes of evil and suffering, they saw spikes of goodness, real chosen goodness, sometimes even hero status greatness. And as the metrics of evil and suffering increased, so did this goodness. So despite all the evil and suffering, some of the bots still chose to be good. And that's what the engineers set out to design. But that wasn't all. Blossoming out of the struggle, they saw something that was completely absent from the first world. Identity. Individuality, personality, character emerged, leading to expressions of art and culture. And in seeking solutions to all their problems and suffering, the search for truth and meaning began, leading to forms of religion and philosophy, which exploded into science and technology. And while they were nowhere near as advanced as they were in the first world, at least in this world they could say, we did it on our own. Now this world wasn't perfect, far from it, but at least those in it were free to be. Now the engineers found themselves becoming
Interesting, isn't it?
totally enamored by their new creations.
So right, in that part, what I thought was interesting is like as exponentially evil grew, so did goodness. So they kept exponentially growing, right? They're kind of the counterbalance brought both an increasing amount of both. I mean, I don't know if that's because of increasing populations or whatever, but they both seem to be escalating at the same time, the same rate. That balancing act, right? The balancing act. The universe demands balance. It will always try to find it. So as one grows, the other grows with it. And as it escalates, as people find, I guess, more insidious ways to be evil, people find more glorious ways to be good. So yeah, that's that. Hey, Zach, what's up? How you doing? I tell you what, while I have a little second here, let me go ahead and do this real quick.
It's cold. A big gloom knobs. It has to do. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. It's cold. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. Gonna try to get out of anything.
Wolfram, my friend, how you doing? The Alpha Mod is in the house. Thank you, Wolfram, gifted five winning reality memberships. So let's welcome some people to the winner circle with their gifted memberships. Make sure you thank Wolfram for those awesome memberships. Welcome to the winner's circle. D, Kathy Silva, Speaking Life Garden Homestead and Permaculture, Scott B, and Tammy Bogard. All right, guys, welcome to the winner's circle. Make sure you thank Wolfram for that. That is very nice of him. And thank you, sir, for being an awesome winner. I appreciate it. Okay, so here we go. So winning, is there a balance? So should we not be good or bad or bring equilibrium? Well, I think there's like, people, my take is like people to their choices, right? You can make the free will. This kind of illustrates what they're talking about here. But yeah, you have the free will to choose one or the other. Behind that is an energy or an outcome, a result, right? So does your energy output result decision, right? Does that, and even your consent, your free will and action, right? Does that lead to a good outcome or an evil outcome, right? So good, evil, right? And there's a lot of people out there that are authoritarian minded, that think people are property, they're abusive, they do mean things that for their own, for selfish needs, for gains, for some sick thrill, I don't know. That is, I would say, comes from an evil place, has evil energy behind it. And then I think there's other people that counter that with goodness, right? They try to undo that evil. They want to heal, right? And so the balance is, right, is that the balancing force is that as there's this battle going on between ideas and between results and energy output as to good and evil in this world. So that's what kind of think the evil establishment that want to rule over us. They lie to us, they abuse us with information, they do things like that. And we here are countering that the best we can. by keeping it based, keeping the truth, the primary goal here, and also trying to work towards a future where we can mitigate the enablement of evil ideas, authoritarian rule, and the corrupt establishment. So removing the enablement of corruption, scaling it all the way back. Now, can you erase evil completely from this earth? I don't think that, or from the entire universe, for that matter. I don't know that that's possible, but I do know that there's a balancing act, that the universe tries to achieve a balance, or at least demands a balance of things, right? So as that equilibrium swings from one side to another, you always have to be wary of it coming back the other way. Right now, obviously, evil learns how to subdue people, good people, how to demoralize them, how to make them choose the more corrupt and evil paths, through showing them that there's nothing to live for, there's no real consequences to your actions and things like that, right? So then they kind of manufacture your consent for evil, and that's why we have an abundance of it right now. So as that happens, there becomes a bigger resistance to it, and that's the balancing act. I think we see. Will it ever be balanced perfectly? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's the way it works. I think it's a push and pull kind of thing. So maybe the Asian, we get the ancient Oriental kind of philosophy of yin and yang, if you will. Always these conflicting forces fighting, but never achieving a true balance. So that's how I would put it. Hey, Libby, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the show, and again, welcome to you, Zach, as well, man. Happy you guys are here. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday nights. You guys are getting all ready for the holidays. Got Christmas coming up. Got holidays coming up, whatever you celebrate. Everybody's getting a little break here coming up as well. And we are right in the middle of this awesome thought experiment right here. And we have gotten to the point in this video where that free will has been introduced. And the results are this escalating battle between good and evil. But also, as a result, things like identity, individuality, personality, art, philosophy, religion, and science, seeking truth to what's really going on, the curiosity that fuels people like me, for sure. So they're looking at here, and I'll roll it back just a tad here so we can get back on track. There we go. Actually, let's put it about right here, and that'll put us back where we kind of can get to the next part of this video. And now we're going to talk about different ways. This is different ways the world can work, right? So the way that it works early up. And hey, I think this is Libby's favorite. I think it's his favorite segment. It's a cool thing segment. So you're right on time. But yeah, the intro is like, these engineers decided to try to make a world, a perfect a world, like our own, and see what would happen if we just did it different ways, right? And so in the first world, everybody was always programmed to make the perfect decision, right? They're always programmed to make the good decision, the good outcome, and everything was just perfect. But it was boring. There was no creativity. Things stayed stagnant, and they just went on and on and on, like a simulation running perfectly, but with no growth, no understanding, and no need to strive for anything more than this being your cog in the wheel, right? That was the perfect world. Yeah, there was no suffering, no harm, no things like that. But at the same time, there was no advancement, no evolution either. The engineers were completely in charge of this world. And the second world, they introduced free will, where people could choose between making a good decision or a bad decision. And we see much of what we see today, and right here, and this introduction of disease too into it. But along with that, as things got worse, things got an opposing force of good would match the opposing force of evil, and they would escalate exponentially, right? That's what they were saying about the free world. And within that, people would still, even with things were really bad, people would still choose to be good. And so here's where we're at.
They saw something that was completely absent from the first world: identity, individuality, personality, character emerged, leading to expressions of art and culture. And in seeking solutions to all their problems and suffering, the search for truth and meaning began, leading to forms of religion and philosophy, which exploded into science and technology. And while they were nowhere near as advanced as they were in the first world, at least in this world, they could say, we did it on our own.
Well, there you go. So I guess they were more advanced.
This world wasn't perfect, far from it. But at least those in it were free to be.
So that was
Now,
the
the
free will
engineers.
world. Okay, so right we are. Before we gotta do that, we gotta acknowledge Zach's super chat here. Let's see what this you get. This one.
Oh my!
Zach, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Corn and boobies, both comfort foods. There you go. Hey man, it's free will. It's free will. You gotta appreciate the beauty of this world. Indeed, we do. All right. Thank you so much, Zach, and great to see you, guy. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great night. All right. So here we go. So decide at this point, the engineers thought to themselves, what if we intervene on thought? Right? What if we intervene on, we have the same parameters, but we intervene on thought. So check this out.
Found themselves becoming totally enamored by their new creations. But as a result, there was some pushback. We just created a very cruel and unfair world, some argued. And millions of the good that we hope to create are just being wasted every day. So the engineers thought, let's see if we can come up with a way to mitigate all the evil and suffering while still allowing their freedom. So for the first idea, they thought,
this is a part of it. I was like, man, this is really interesting because what they're saying here is like, okay, so we're recognizing the fact that free will and freedom actually may be the spawn of evil, right? This is what I got really fascinated at this point. I was like, wow, I never thought of it like that. Like it becomes an internal instead of an external thing, right? But that is the gift. I've always said that free will is the gift of life. And without it, we wouldn't, I don't think we'd even understand we were alive. But at the same time, it's just a way of looking at it. But the freedom equals evil and suffering. So that's interesting because the parallels that I draw in the veils of perception are very much along that line. So having never seen this and not knowing who this person is who made this video at whatsoever, we both are aligned on this like way of thinking, which is very interesting. But putting freedom, I put freedom over top of authoritarianism, right? Free will, individuality, life equals rights versus people equal property, right? As the paradigms of the sixth veil unfold, right? The realm of intention and ideas. So this is where we're at right here. So I thought that was really interesting that he brought this idea up that these engineers may try to oh, cool. All right. Hey, cool. Awesome. I get to play this one. I don't get to play this one a lot, but here we go. All right, Patrick Stacy, welcome to the Winner's Circle. Thank you so much for joining up, Patrick Stacy. I appreciate it, man. It's really good to see you, and thank you so much. Welcome to the Winner's Circle. Everybody say hello and welcome, and thank Patrick. All right, and we got what? A gifted membership. All right, gifted membership from Shelly. I just played that one, so let's push them together. Oh, we got another one. Here we go. I'm playing it twice. Everybody gets an individual one. So here we go. All three. And Toy, welcome to the Winner's Circle as well. Look at that, back-to-back members, man. Thank you guys so much, man. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining up, and welcome to the Winner's Circle. You guys rock. And along with that, Shelly gifted a membership, and C. Solder. Got the gift of membership. So make sure you thank Shelly if you're around, and welcome to the Winner's Circle, each and every one of you. I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you guys for being winners. All right. So here we go. So this idea of intervening on thought, like, is there a way to mitigate decisions by still having freedom? Very interesting thought experiment going on right here. Let's check this part out.
We already monitor all their thoughts. So anytime anyone's about to make a really bad choice, the system will just intervene and will either edit or overwrite the choice. This way, they're still free, just on a very short leash. Well, this turned out to be a humongous-sized disaster. They quickly learned that overwriting some of the choices was far worse than not allowing any. And to change that one choice, they had to change the thousands of choices that led to that one choice, which often meant rewriting entire life stories for multiple bots through multiple generations. Let's just say this caused such severe brain damage and complete system crashes that the engineers vowed never to touch the code of an individual's mind ever again.
It's an interesting type of mind control.
For the second idea, they thought, rather than intervening on the choice, let's just quietly and simply intervene on the bad consequence of that choice without touching anyone's freedom. For example, altering the paths of bullets, sprouting fruit trees in the desert, or stopping the disease at its outset. This idea, though promising at first, had some unforeseen consequences. First, it eliminated responsibility. After intervening on the millions of bad things that happen every single day, the engineers decided this isn't helping them. They have to learn to help themselves. And on the flip side, by just removing all the really serious things that could ever happen to anyone in a lifetime, it created for a very basic intelligence. There was no strength because there was nothing to overcome. There was no victory because there were no battles. And there was no greatness because there was no adversity. So as much as it pained them, the engineers decided that removing trial and adversity from the AI was like removing the hammer and fire from a sword. So the engineers concluded it had to be all or nothing. Either they themselves had absolute control and took on all the responsibility, or the bots had absolute freedom and had to take responsibility for themselves and for each other.
So right now, you may be thinking to yourself, which one would you rather live in? Which one would be better, right? Yo, programmers, I want to adjust the story. All right, well, let's see what happens.
But this still left so many unsettled. It's just not fair. The strong push around the weak and get away with it, and the innocent die. What's the point? So they tried one more solution. What if there is a system of absolute justice? That is, everyone gets exactly what they deserve in the end, and everything is made fair. So in this system, every single bot will be responsible for every single mode of choice and action of their entire lives. So all those who chose evil will have to pay for it permanently. And all those who chose good will be rewarded permanently. And for all those who suffered tremendously through no fault of their own, yet remained good, will be reimbursed as if they suffered for 1,000,000 lifetimes. So at the end of every bot's life, no matter how long or short that may be, a log is reviewed of every mode of choice and action of their entire lives. And the criterion for this judgment are the original protocols written into every bot's memory. And the only leniency they'll be shown will be the same leniency they showed others. Is this fair? Now, if you've made it with me this far, thank you. But just stick with me a little longer. You'll see where I'm going with this. Now, some argued, okay, this is fair, but maybe too fair, brutally fair. They forgot all the protocols. They've created their own. They've racked up way too much debt. No one's going to pass that judgment. And how are they even going to know about any of this? So the engineers decided we'll just have to tell them ourselves. We'll upload ourselves into their world, just as one of them, and live among them. And we will be the perfect embodiment of all the protocols. And we'll tell them everything they need to know. and show them everything they need to see. And we'll forgive all their debts, no matter how much they may be, and whatever punishments they may deserve. We'll take them onto ourselves, in their place. And to make it even easier, through him, we'll open up a permanent connection through which we can internally communicate and keep all their systems updated.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
And all they have to do is follow us. But the choice will always be theirs. Now it's time for the quiz.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to ask you 10
Quiz time.
questions, but I'm
It
going to
makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, you know where they were going with that, right? Obviously, you know where they're going, but it makes you wonder about that because the whole story is as well. It's like, hey, Judge, how you doing? Good to see you. It makes you wonder, right? Like, because where did religion come from? Where did this idea of Christianity come from, or whatever, right? Or the idea of a Messiah come from, right? What if it was a step-by-step kind of like decision tree like this, where you try it one way, right? You try it another way, and then you try a few things here and there that don't work. So you reset it back to what was, you still want to have people live and have the beauty of free will and freedom, right? But you also, you don't want it to be a waste, right? You want there to be a meaning or a purpose or an incentive to build a better world. So, they try these different kind of ways to do that. And then they end up coming up with an idea of, okay, well, we'll have this debt system, karma, whatever you want to call it, right? System. And if you understand the rules of the game and you abide by those rules, then the outcome of the game would be, or the life would be, tremendous reward, right? Like I would say for me, and you could tell me what you think, like my idea outcome, I kind of think it's like, maybe I'd like to just have my own kind of holodeck or something like that. Maybe I just would like to be able to live out some adventures that you couldn't live out possibly in a lifetime. Maybe I've got the idea from movies or whatever. But that I was just trying to think, well, how would I want to do this? Right. I think I just kind of want to be able to think of something and do it. Maybe that would be a flashback in time to go back and relive a moment a different way. Maybe it would be a big family reunion. Maybe it would be an adventure in space. Maybe it would be all these things. So maybe my reward would just be this giant, realistic, all feeling, all seeing, all kind of like knowing kind of holodeck where I could live out whatever came into my imagination. I could bring all the people back that I missed, all the pets that I missed, and I could go relive concerts that I loved, or things like that. I just whatever. So I don't know what everybody's ideal outcome for the world is, but if you could earn a reward, what would it be, right? If you could, right? It's definitely a head scratcher, isn't it? It's like, what kind of reward would you earn? What would you want it to be like, right? So I think this is what they're saying here, but here is the quiz. See, winning, freaking, playing Baby Shark earlier, and I'm desperately trying to get out of my head. Oh yeah, that one will stick in your head for a while. You'll be all right. I still have the Winner Circle song stuck in my head, so there you go. Get that one stuck in your head. I'm going to play a little bit of our favorite house band, Widespread Panic, later. So don't you worry about that. By the end of this night, you will be free of that song. I promise you on that. Once Jimmy Herring takes you on a ride with his guitar, everything's going to be all right. Okay. So here's the quiz. Get ready. And I'll have to pause between questions. So get ready to participate. And away we go. Quiz, 10 questions.
I go through them pretty fast. So pause the video and think about it. The first one's a no-brainer. Which world would you rather live in? A perfect world with no evil and no suffering and no freedom, or a far from perfect world with lots of evil and suffering, but we're free?
Okay, so yeah, do. Levy's got it in his head too. So which one you guys want? World 1 or World 2? You can just throw it in the chat. Just put a 1 or a 2, and we'll all know what you're thinking. I got to go with 2. Even though 1 seems kind of good, but I want freedom. 1 seems like more like a Brave New World dystopia. But that's with the knowledge of understanding what a dystopia is. So I don't know. We got a 2. Toy's got a 2 in there. I think everybody's got a 2. It's a no-brainer, right? 42, 23. Hut. All right. Yep. So it's good to participate. It gives engagement to the algorithm. Shelly, 6 for Wolfram. Yep. 1.5. A little bit of both. A little bit in between. Okay. All right. You guys keep filling it up with numbers, and I'll get the next question going here. All right. Let's see the logarithm. Into the logarithm.
Now, this is the tough one. Which world would you rather live in? A world where we're responsible for all our messes, or a world where Big Brother is responsible?
Was that one that hard? So absolute freedom and responsibility, or absolute control and responsibility? I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards one there.
For all our messes.
Which one would you rather live in? Both of the one. This seems like George Orwell's dystopia right here, right? Absolute freedom.
If the engineers intervened and changed the bad consequence of a bad act, would the bots still be free to make that act?
Well, what do you guys think? If an engineer is intervening and changing bad consequences of a bad act, are you still free? Basically, is what the question's asking. Are you still free if some divine force intervenes and changes the bad consequences of a bad act, erases your consequences, so you have no consequences? Basically, are you still free? Are you still free? That's a puzzle, right? That's like, you kind of would like that, but at the same time, you're not. Are you really free? Interesting.
Where did the evil and suffering come from?
Good question. This is a good question right here. Where did evil and suffering come from? The engineers or the bots? Whoa. That's a good one, man. That is a good one. One because we're winning. All right. Oh, man. This is a good question, and this is what really got me thinking about stuff too. I was like, wow, where does evil and suffering come from? Is it always there? Or is it something we create? Or is it always there? Or is it something we create because it's always there? Is it always just waiting to influence us to create it? That's where I think I tend to lean. That's why I talk about the eighth veil and the good versus evil energy that kind of, I think, permeates. I think it's an existing. I think ideas are bulletproof and they're ageless and they're timeless, right? They far outlast us in longevity. Ideas span centuries and centuries and throughout time. And then I think the idea of good and the idea of evil are ideas that have spanned the test of civilization or consciousness, right? They've always been there. So it's the ideas, the energies behind the ideas, the energies that create the ideas. And that's like when I talk about the veils of perception, which I'll just have to bring the board up after this. When you see my outer veils, and when I'm talking about in the outer veils, the ones that are outside of the human realm, outside of we're influenced by it, but it's not part of our society, right? It's not part of the things that we're dealing with. We're talking about veils of perception, right? Most people don't perceive the outer veils. They recognize that maybe they're there. They don't see them as veils to understanding reality, right? And that's what the veils of perception is about. It's about seeing what reality truly is, right? And seeing through the veils to understand what the true nature of reality is. That's what it is. So good and evil being on the outer veil, like the very, very much outer veil, before you get to universal parameters, the meaning of what happens after death, the meaning of life, and all of creation. Those are the biggest questions out there. Those are behind that veil. At least the way I put it out there, the way I put it out there. But right in front of that is good versus evil, right? And then you have authoritarian versus free will. So you have like this battle where the energies kind of separate into two sides of these the idea realm, and then produce ideas that lead to the outcomes that are related to the energies. So people that are want a more authoritarian government and want to see people as property, have the mind virus known as elitism, right? They project into this world this cycle of control through this cycle of abuse, right? And so there's people like us that are trying to counter that with the ideas of solutions that will remove the enablement for that corruption, right? So we want to pull down the veils that they've put up through their cycle of abuse and cycle of control. Because when you abuse the youngest generation, when you control their minds, you're prepping an entire generation to become part of those evil ideas, to accept them as normal, much like we're seeing here in these examples of the pre-programming. So they're pre-programmed a whole generation through education, through omitted information, through changed and omitted history, right? Through abuse, whether it be physical, mental, and this come in a variety of forms, right? And the institutions and they create that keep them in power, that keep them in the authoritative position, right? It keeps evil on top of good. And that's what I think we're living in that time right now. And I think we're living in that shift right now where the tipping point can occur that we can start to reverse these. But will we reverse them in a way that is temporary or permanent? Will we create a society and create a mechanism to deal with the world the way it is, in a sense that we are prepared for that other impending tilt back to the other side, where we prevent them and cause them to have to go out and create new ways to dominate, right? And so instead of letting them into the minds of children and letting them into the minds of generations, we create preventative measures like the trivium, like teaching logic and teaching things that prevent fallacies and prevent false logic from dictating, from people like Rachel, the mainstream media from lying and creating a false narrative people grow up in and block out the truth and don't want to hear the truth anymore. That's what we're talking about here. So these things get me really going, man. So I love this stuff. In fact, it's almost outside the realm of the way I do this show, the format in this show. I'm really into my Unveiling Reality show right now more than anything. But anyway, so this is, where did evil and suffering come from? It's a very, very interesting question. And did it come from the creators, the engineers, or did it come, in this case, the engineers, or us, the bots in this case, right? So the creator and us, or who where does it come from? And it's a very interesting question. My answer to this is, I think it's an energy that persists and then manifests itself through ideas that then tries to persuade and gather the consent of the people who take in the idea, right? Whether you adopt the idea as part of your belief system and you act on it, and then that action becomes the energy output, which becomes the result, right? Or do you take the other road, right? And this is the free will part. This is the consent part. All right, so there you go. Long explanation. I hope you guys followed me on that. I got a little granular on you, but here we go.
Where did goodness come from?
This the same question as before, so I won't even go into that. It's the same question.
Let's just say all the bots freely chose to follow the protocols, or him. Would there be any evil and suffering?
That is a good question too, right? This is mind-boggling right here. This is on the next level of mind-boggling for me, because it's like, okay, so here is the protocols, right? This is the protocols that if you follow these, you get all the benefits in the end, right? And this is the engineer, the representation of the engineer that will tell you the protocols that if you just if you just follow the example of this engineer, then you will be following the protocols, and then you will get to benefit in the end. You will get the reward in the end, right? So yeah, we see what's going on here, right? We're all grown-ups. We all see that where they're leaning towards, what the philosophy of this person who made the video leans towards. But it's still an interesting question when in terms of what is going on in this world, right? That's why I enjoyed like this thought experiment that's happening here, and I appreciate them for putting it out. And so, yeah, would there still be evil and suffering if everybody's followed the protocol? Well, I felt like we would be back to World One, though, in a way too. So I don't know how to answer this question, and that's what I love about it. It's like I can't really, I don't know. I think yes, there would, but I think that maybe if most people followed the protocols, it would be less. And I think that's the balancing act toy, like I was talking about earlier, when Toy asked me about the balance, I was like, I think that's the balancing act we're trying to head towards, is like, can we at least keep good and good and the expression of goodness on top of evil and suffering, and minimize the evil and suffering? There's so many factors that go into whether or not this is going to occur, right? There can be skews and I think we need balance to understand what goodness and prosperity and all these things are. Like the times we've been through in our lifetime, the degraded things that we've seen, right? The degradation of our own world, where us as kids were free to roam and enjoy the world and we're free range kids, and now our kids are not enjoying the same freedoms we did. We're seeing the results, right? We're seeing a degradation in society, a demoralization in society. And, so we understand that when evil is allowed to prosper, that the results are, right in front of our faces. The suffering is in front of our face. So maybe a world where we can stay on top of it. And I think that's kind of what I've been trying to do here with solution culture, is create a situation that attacks the root cause issues and removes the enablement for the mechanisms that cause the corruption, that cause the demoralization, that cause the suffering, right? And so following the protocols, would that eliminate? Would there be any? Yeah, I think there would still be evil and suffering. I think there still would be. I think it persists. However, I think it would be less. I think we would be able to minimize it by just going by this thought experiment here. And I think we can do the same thing in a societal level, by removing the mechanisms that evil has put in place to generate its energy through its ideas, through its people, through the actions and the results. If you can follow me on that.
Who decides what their eternal destination is?
Oh, that's a good one, huh? I like this question. Who decides where their internal destination is? Like where the eternal destination is? Who gets to decide? Who should decide? The bots or the engineers? The people or the creator? Who should decide this? This is a good question. If it's really free will, right? If we really have free will, wouldn't we get to decide that? Isn't it our time, Mr. Hand? If it's your time and it's my time, isn't it our time? Right? That's the Mr. Hand paradox right here. They're right, Mr. Spigoli. It is our time, and each and everybody in this class is time. Oh man. So yeah, I'm gonna lean towards the bots. I want to decide. Would I make a good decision? I hope so. I like my holodeck idea. Ideally I like my 12th dimension idea, but then that would kind of, I don't know if that's blasphemy or not. I have no idea.
Where would the bots be without the engineers?
Well, they wouldn't have been created. I think that's pretty easy.
What was the engineer's intent for creating the whole thing?
Ooh. What's this one, man? What was the intent for creating the whole damn thing? Well, by the model, I guess they wanted to see, in the original part of it was, let's see, create their own world. Let's see, yeah, good, perfect, good. I don't know. I mean, if you really think about it like this, this is such a great, I should have saved this one, Mr. Slave, Mr. Hand. Aloha, Mr. Hand. I was doing Fast Times at Ridgemont High, by the way. Math proves at least 12 dimensions. That's right. That's the 12th dimension is omnipotence, right? It's omnipotence. The thing, if you've studied the dimensions, I've done a show on that way back, an unveiling reality on the dimensions, way back, maybe a year and a half ago or more. If you look at it closely, every 3 dimensions it doubles, right? So 3rd dimension, 6th dimension, 9th dimension, 12th dimension, they all double on each other. They all double up. So the 6th dimension is a double up of the 3rd dimension, right? And it's a very interesting thing, the way they're laid out, at least the way that I've seen them laid out. So by the time you get to the 12th dimension, or the 11th dimension, really is what they call it, you're at the omnipotence level. You're all times, places, possibilities, and things at once. Like you can see everything from beginning to end, and every possibility at one time. That's the 11th, 12th dimension, right? That's omnipotence. That's the house of God, if you will. Oh man, I wish I could have caught this whole stream. I love this stuff. I have to replay. Oh yeah, hey Zach, I just started at cool things. So we just started with cool things, and that's where this part of it started. The rest of it was just good news of the week and some funny videos and a lot of cool people hanging out and all that stuff. But yeah, this is the stuff that I wanted to do right here with the Outer Veil series. So I may clip this part out and just add, I don't know, I might just add it to it or just redo this again for an Unveiling Reality video where I just do the Outer Veil series, because this is the 8th veil talk I wanted to give. I mean, this video does it for me. It practically does it. The questions, everything. I love it. And I gotta get us moving on from this. So let's go ahead and finish it up. But this question is, because we still gotta get to funny videos. Still got funny videos and the jam on out at the end. And we're here at 2:15. We got 45 to go. We got to do that. We got to get it done. What was the engineer's intent for creating the whole thing? Man, that is at the edge. That's the other side of the 8th veil. That's the meaning of life. The meaning of life, the meaning of life, the meaning of creation, the meaning of all of it. That's the thing. That's the big thing. That's the thing we're searching for. That's the answers, right? And you get those answers, I think, outside of that veil. Like, why does good and evil exist, right? We're almost to that point. But then you have to understand the parameters of the universe, like the rules of the 3rd dimension, right? Why does the universe insist on balance? Like, why are there parameters here? And then what happens after death? And that leads you to the meaning of life. You see how that works, right? You have to die to understand the question. Oh man. But I may have that backwards. I don't know. The outer veils are things I'm just working on. They're philosophies, right? Especially when you get past the 8th veil. That's like, what? Right? You're good. The meaning of life, what happens after death, the meaning of life, and the purpose of creation. Those are the 3 biggest questions out there. That's why they're on the edge of the outer veils. That's like the edge of the universe right there. That's so far away from where we are right now. These questions are questions that people have been trying to answer their entire lives. The human existence has probably been sitting around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years trying to figure out why. Great philosophers just like that were asking these same questions in groups like this hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years ago, trying to figure out what in the hell is going on here. And that's the fun part. That is the really fun part. Cat Ninja, hiya. What's up? How you doing? Potato. That's the fun part. And that is the fun part. All right. So let's ask. I don't know how to answer this question. It's one of the biggest questions out there. What is the intent? I have no idea. Okay, one more question.
And finally, how would you have done it differently?
Ooh. How would you have done it differently? I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you so much for this great video. These guys are awesome. Who did this? I am beggar. I think it's like a ministry or something like that to put this video out there. And that's really cool. But I think that, let's see, did he have anything else to say? Yeah, I think that, the rest of it's just a message about the channel. But how would you have done it differently? If you want to check out that channel or watch the end of the video, go ahead. I am beggar. We have to move on to we still got more cool things to look at. How would you have done it differently though? Can you guys think of another way to work it? It really makes you think, right? As much as people can complain about things and wish they were different, well, how would you do it differently? And look at all these things you have to contend with when you try to do it differently, right? You want to control the outcome. You want to control the decisions. Do you want to control the programming at a base level? Do you want to take away free will so everything's perfect? Everybody kind of like, and everybody kind of has their different ideas, but do they think about them all at one time? And if you look at how they set this video up, they gave you all the different ways people have tried to do it throughout time. You have the complete authoritarian, right? The communists at the very beginning there, where everybody's told they have to do it this way, right? Well, in the simulation, it came out perfectly, but in the real world, it doesn't work that way because we are born with free will, right? So the truth is that we have free will. We have to choose to be good or bad, make good and bad decisions, right? To follow the right ideas or the wrong ideas. And we have to learn what those are along the way through trial and error, through suffering, through good and bad influences, through it all. We have to take that journey together to figure out what the hell's going on. And we have to go with what resonates with us as we go along. And we're going to make mistakes and we're going to fall down, and it's how we get up and how we move forward that matters, right? So that's part of the thing along the way. But then you get into the whole like, okay, so what if I could do this, right? What if I could intervene and change things, or maybe not have consequences, right? Oh, what could make things fair in this world, right? What about absolute justice, where everybody has karma and they pay for the good and bad decisions regardless of their level of understanding when they happen, right? It's just a running tally. You got to pay the bill at the end, right? These are all different philosophies people have about life too, as you went along. I thought that was a lot of fun. I don't want to go on and on about it because I could talk about it literally all night. And I'm sure a lot of us here could. That's what brings us together. We have that common deep thinking trait to us. But I hope you enjoyed that. And think about it. And maybe I'm going to save that video and I'm probably going to revisit it one day. Maybe in a standalone, since I already did it live. I'll stand alone. I'll talk about it like I did tonight. And I'll make a video to go with my series, my Outer Veil series, because that was all about the eighth veil. And I love talking about the outer veils. With the election year, I didn't get a chance to do too much with it, but I will revisit it in the coming year. In 2025, it's going to be an awesome year. Lots of big changes coming. I'm sure, formats, new shows, who knows what else, what other surprises are out there. Hey, man, I'm Winning Reality. I'm just a good idea, one you should subscribe to and hang out with. I do 5 base streams a week. And I'm the color green in a world of black and white, and I just follow the circle. I am a willing follower of the circle. I follow the circle, and wherever the circle leads me is where I shall go. All right, guys, here we go. More cool things coming up, guys. In this world, with all these drones and all this technology coming about, and like I want to tell you guys, I do have some videos coming out this week, even though I'll be going out of town. Drone Apocalypse 2024 parts 2, 3, and 4 should come out this week as filler content, since I won't be doing live streams. I'm going to be putting these videos out. Part 2, you're going to want to see part 2. Part 2 is I think eye-opening and something we should at least consider. And it also talks about the evolution that's going on right now, the paradigm shift that's going on right now with robotics and drones, and the things that we kind of talk about here lightheartedly and in a societal context here on Cool Things as one of the parts of the cool things we do. So let's talk about delivery robots, right? Let's talk about it right now as we speak. Delivery robots are being rolled on out, right? For delivering food, delivering packages, drones, and little cars like this with little people. No little people inside of it, just AI is driving it. But these are going to become common in the next 5 years, until it's normalized within. I'm going to say it's going to be normalized within 5 to 10 years, right? I think 10 years is way too far of an estimate. I think I'm being way too safe with that estimate. I'm going to say I think it'll be normalized within 5 years. We're going like, oh, there's another delivery car, and we'll be hearing about people trying to do silly things to these things, painting it, putting eyeballs on it, people memeing these little delivery cars, and then people will get arrested for it, and that'll be all that stuff. And then that'll be news. We'll be talking about these robots will be in the news all the time. But I think these are coming. So let's take a look at some of these delivery robots and delivery drones, because they're coming to a neighborhood near you. And yeah, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for supporting the channel. Happy that you're here. But that's not copyrighted. Look at that. I'm just going to narrate since it's awesome music. I wonder what these things do. Deliver papers? What can you fit in there? Why would you need that? You can just email it. Like, what are these things for? Maybe they're bringing lunch. I don't know. What does it do? Oh, lunch. Got ya. Okay. Bring me lunch. Bring me coffee. Bring me stuff and things. Better than have them dropped in the backyard. These are just delivery robots here. And wait, I got this on winning speed? No, winning speed. Let's go. Okay, so I guess I'm just talking through this one. Sees Amazon and FedEx's future helpers. Look at this. Lunch is here. So yeah, you get a text. You get a text, and then your food is at the door. Now look, I hope this robot doesn't make I have to come out there and get the package out of the robot. Just drop it off. I'd rather have people do it. What are you gonna fit in that thing? That's so small. So now you got to go outside and like meet the robot and take your package out of it. What if I ordered like a weight bench or something, like a freaking boat? I like the drones better. They just throw it in your backyard. I won't go through all these. There's a FedEx one. Now packages, FedEx. I think they're really, really like making these things too small. They need to be like a transformer, man. You know, maybe make a transformer. Ooh. Hello. No. Look at that. It's not even the size of a bike. All right, what you got here? Kiwi bot. Bring me a burger. Burger time. What is this guy gonna do? Just take it out and put it in the robot? Why do you gotta wear a bike helmet to put it in a robot? Oh, he runs it to the robots. And the robots take it the rest of the way. I see. Humans and robots working together to bring you lunch. Bumblebee. Just up with your delivery. Oh, man. Look at the eyes. Sticking around. Is that you? Interesting. Okay, now this is it starts to get a little bit better here. Okay, very cool. What's this? Video game music in the house. LiDAR, radar. Udel V. You know, they already have the taxis, right? There we go. Yeah. Look at that. Bring me some stuff. That looks very automated and smooth. Programming around. Is that got a PlayStation steering wheel? What? You got to be kidding me. No way. Why just drive the damn car yourself? Why would you need to drive it from a base? You can just get out there and drive it yourself. That makes it. If it's going to do it by itself, that's fine. But don't be trying to drive it on your PlayStation. Stop. No way. That's dumb. What a waste of resources. No way. I don't like it. Just get in the damn car and drive it yourself, man. Well, I mean, what's supposed to be? No. That didn't make any sense. So no to that one. What about RoboMart? The store that comes to you. That's better. Send RoboMart over. I need stuff. Now, this is a bad idea too, because you open it up and then people run up and grab all the shit out of it. So nope, that ain't gonna happen. That one's baloney. Nobody wants Coca-Cola either. Bring me some organic. Bring me some Bite Armor Edge you don't make anymore. All right. So yeah, snacks on a drive. This brings helicopter parenting to a new level. Hello, it's me, Mom. What are you doing? What do you need? What do you need? What's in there? Dog needs to go out. Is your homework done? Like now Mom doesn't even come in the other room. She sends the robot in. Nagbot. Nagbot with nag drone. I bet you are. Mother Perez bot. They uploaded my brain into the AI. Now I'm a robot. Nagbot would be broke bot. Okay, so there we have it.
Today we are taking a look
3D with no glasses. Okay, so this is pretty cool.
Holographic projector.
Holographic
Taking a look
projector.
At some of the specs. This has
there you
4K
go.
resolution.
This is for all those people who want Project Blue to happen.
A built-in Bluetooth speaker and a very compact design.
Okay, party lights.
So taking a look inside the box, you have.
I thought this is really cool when I saw it. I was like, I gotta show the crowd. The crowd's gonna love it. Nightbot here. What is Nightbot here? Is Nightbot is here? Really? Is Nightbot here? Nope, I don't have a Nightbot. Nightbot, nuke Nightbot. 3D projector, like we're getting close to the holodeck I've been asking for.
The user manual, the AC adapter, the remote control.
All right. Okay, yeah, you're unpackaging it. I get. Let's just see this. Let's see this bad boy in action. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go.
So turning on the projector, this is what it looks like. So you have the actual 3D image in the center, and then you also have a light pattern that goes around it. So you have kind of this
you have a floating star man in the middle of the house.
Then you have these laser.
I wonder what else. I wonder what else people will use this for, huh?
So we'll get into the 3D effect right now, and I'll just say right now, this does look very 3D. It looks like this guy is about to reach out to me and grab my hand. Definitely very cool to look at. But first off, looking at the settings for the lights. So right now I have it on blue mode.
Is it off the wall?
You have a brighter blue.
I can't tell.
You got a purple mode.
Nope, it's on the wall.
And then you got a combination.
You're not going to have
both.
much fun with that. I mean.
And then besides that, you also have different brightness levels.
That'd be cool for like a haunted house.
I think that's the maximum. And it gets dimmer, dimmer, dimmer. My computer
look at that. Now you're really in
as
space.
You can see, this image really pops off the wall here.
Wow.
As you can hear, there is
that looks
music
pretty
playing in the
wild.
background, and that's coming from the projector itself.
So
Each of
if you
these clips
turn it
gonna have
off,
their own
turn off the
synchronized
light.
audio, whether it be sound that the animal is
Look at
making.
that. Yeah, when you get to
turn
this
those off.
level.
And as you can see, the phone now records it with much more pop to it. That is just trippy to look at. It looks like literally just a cube that turned my wall into space, and now it's just floating there. Initially, I thought it would just
I wonder
look
how much
like
these
a
things
video
cost.
playing on the wall, but this.
So it starts with
And then
this.
if you have something like Halloween or Christmas, you can also just throw this on
There
a
you
wall.
go. See,
and
Halloween,
use it as a
Christmas.
decoration as well. Different
Cool
objects.
things. So
All right,
holographic
so we have
technology is
here,
starting
looks
to
like,
starting to pop off a little bit.
Ocean scene with
better.
the moon and some dragonflies passing by.
Where we at? 30? Okay.
River here.
Look at that. Screw getting the painting, screw wallpaper, right? Forget all that shit. You got this.
This one you're kind
That
of looking
looks
through
cool.
a window, which is again kind of trippy to see. As you can see, it's my actual blank wall here, and it looks like just
So that's
a
like
random
being inside VR, but it's having it on your wall.
window floating on the wall with a random passage that puts you the Christmas one.
There you go. No more putting up
This one
Christmas
is
tree.
similar to what you see like in
Woo!
Times Square with those
Holy crap.
things that pop out at an angle. And you can
Wow.
kind of see it on camera how
I'm
much
ready
it
for
actually
ya.
pops out. And again, it's not just the illusion of what you're seeing, but again, there is some kind of depth happening with this projector as well. Happy birthday.
Oh, look at that.
It's a
Happy birthday.
Random TikTok girl dancing, I guess.
Yeah, you know where this is going.
Elephant floating through space.
Elephant in space.
And you can put this
These things are
image
cool,
to
man.
have it at about 60 inches and up.
Look at that.
Another one of those.
Crazy.
This you can also use
All
it
right.
as kind of
I'm going
ambiance in the
faster.
room while you either relax.
But anyways, that's a
Definitely
3D
great
holographic projector. I'm not selling these, or it's definitely not any kind of goods or services being offered here at any time, any place. But this looks pretty cool. I don't know how much they cost, but they seem like a really cool thing. Okay, so I think that's it for cool things tonight. I think we did a lot there. I'll be back. I'll have some more cool things for you. What's with the mysterious drones flying over New Jersey? That's from like weeks ago. I had that on there weeks ago. So yeah, that's cool things for this week. Just kind of like a quick hit on the cool things. We did the thought experiment, which I thought was really fun. I really did. And I appreciate you guys all participating in that and being part of that, because I thought that was a great trip into the mind together. I told Shelly the other day, I was like, I love talking about these kind of things. I never get a chance to do it that much on streams, because this year has been all about the election and all the news and everything, and now it's drone apocalypse and stuff. But that was like the where I was heading with Unveiling Reality, is that they get to these outer veils and start talking about the bigger things, the bigger questions in life, and where they come from, and how all this shit that's going on here started out there, and why things are the way they are. I love talking about that stuff. So more of that in the new year to come. But first, we got to get through Christmas. And, we have to also get a few laughs in before this evening's over. So let's get to our next segment right now without further ado. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to move these down. so I don't have to stall here. Let's do some funny videos.
Broke into a bank in California after hours, but they've been released and they will. Two masked bandits broke into a bank in California after hours, but they've been released and they will not be facing charges. Muddy paw prints left behind at the scene suggest that the raccoon duo climbed a tree outside of the bank, somehow made their way into the air ducts, and then made a dramatic entrance by bursting through the ceiling tiles. Their heist was foiled when a customer using the outdoor ATM spotted something moving inside. Upon making the realization that it was a couple of wild raccoons, he called the Peninsula Humane Society to report the would-be criminals. Responding to their first bank robbery call ever, the Humane Society team arrived at the scene and spent about 10 minutes chasing the partners in crime around. They determined that thankfully neither raccoon had been injured while attempting to rob the bank.
I hope they put on some fast, funny music when they did it too. You know, kind of like some Benny Hill music or something.
And they'd only caused minor damage, knocking over one computer and shuffling around some papers. Using the confused wild animal defense, they were cleared of all alleged crimes. They were safely returned to the outdoors, and they didn't end up making off with any cash, at least to anyone's knowledge. A Seattle woman is fighting a losing battle against a wild raccoon for the title of her parents' favorite child. Stacy Rost says that her parents lost their dog recently and that her stepdad, Rick, has unfortunately found the worst way to cope. He has named a local raccoon Little Rick, aka Raccoon, and he now feeds him breakfast every morning. Little Rick now lives on the couple's porch, and they're so enamored with him that Stacy is growing concerned that the raccoon is working her out of the will. Apparently, Stacy's parents first saw Little Rick as a young raccoon with a foot injury, watched him recover, and became attached. Stacy says that her mom claims she's against the whole thing, but that she believes she's lying and is actually in cahoots with her stepdad. She's offered to help her parents find another pet like a cat or a dog, but they claim they don't want another pet. However, the evidence suggests otherwise, as Little Rick now has his own dog toys and receives a fresh egg meal and multiple snacks per day. They watch him enjoy himself from inside the house, but Little Rick now comes up to the windows to ask for attention. Stacy says Little Rick's puppy dog eyes are not to be trusted, but she has woefully accepted her place as second favorite child for now. I'm Jen, and I post something positive every day, and you can see more from Stacy on her account, which you can find in the caption. Chunk the Groundhog.
All right, cool. I think for some reason I thought we saw that last week. Maybe we saw it before, but it was in the list, so what the heck. All right, next on funny videos. That's where we're at right now. Let's get on to the next one. I think I want to do this one and then the next one. Yeah, let's do it in this order right here. Let me make sure I get this all nice and ready for you. All right, and rock and roll.
Hey man, have you been following this drone situation? I'm starting to freak out a little bit.
You're freaking out about that?
Yeah, I'm starting to panic. I feel panic in my clavicles and behind my knees. Aren't you worried?
Not in the least.
You wanna know what I think about it?
Nope.
Well, I think.
Oh, you're gonna tell me anyway.
Yeah, I think it might be aliens, and not the friendly kind neither. I'm severely serious. Like, all the news reports are talking about these drones, and nobody knows what these drones are.
If they're calling them drones, do you think they might be drones?
Well, probably not, because I watched dozens of reports, and they're all saying the same thing. Nobody knows where these things are from. I mean, it's all over the news.
You know how all through COVID and all the lies about Trump, you were telling me the news is nothing but propaganda?
Yeah.
And now you're believing the news?
Well, I wasn't really watching the news before, and now I am. And it's just really convincing when you actually watch it. I mean, this story is legit. The Pentagon says they're not U.S. military drones, and they're not foreign drones either. So the conclusion I'm led to make is probably aliens. What else could it be?
Military drones.
Are you not even listening? The Pentagon specifically said they're not military drones. If they were, they would just tell us.
Did you know that 70% of all military information is classified? So statistically speaking, they probably wouldn't tell us.
You don't even understand how many news reports I've seen showing me footage of the drones while not discussing that very plausible explanation. Therefore, I'm freaking out.
Yeah, you can keep freaking out. I don't care.
It's almost like you don't even care.
I don't.
I just wish Trump would comment on this so we can find out what's really going on.
Look, you trust Trump, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here's what Trump said about the drones.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from.
I don't know. I mean, I think this is the first time the news is being honest and Trump is lying. I don't think the government knows. Because why would the military have drones in the sky and lie to us about it?
Well, maybe to instill fear in gullible people via mainstream media's constant coverage of it in order to trick people into supporting an expansion of government power while eroding their rights.
This time feels different. I don't think they're doing that.
Did you by chance see Mayorkas from the DHS on TV?
The same Mayorkas that committed perjury testifying in front of Congress?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I saw him. I believed every word he said about the drones.
On national TV, when speaking about the drones, he said, "We need from Congress additional authorities to address the drone situation. Our authorities are currently set to expire. We need them extended and expanded."
Yeah, I heard him say that.
Do you know what he's been trying to push through Congress?
He hasn't been trying to push anything through Congress. He's been busy protecting the border and trying to protect us from these drones.
He's been trying to push through the Counter UAS Authority, Security, and Safety Reauthorization Act of 2024, which gives the government expanded power.
Well, he's with the DHS.
It specifically expands the power of the DHS.
Well, expands their power to protect us from mysterious drones.
That they're currently on TV scaring you about?
Yeah, those drones. This act is to protect us.
Have you ever heard that as an excuse to erode rights before?
Well, this Counter Authority Act doesn't mean that rights are eroded.
It means increased surveillance, data collection, and less privacy rights.
Well, I mean, if that's what's necessary to protect us from the current thing that I'm now afraid of, then it's just for the greater good.
Or you're being set up to feel scared enough to support further protection from the government as an excuse to erode your rights.
I don't think I'm dumb enough to fall for that.
Okay. Well, based on what you know, how does the government and media leverage school shootings?
Take away our gun rights.
Misinformation?
Take away freedom of speech.
COVID mandates?
Take away bodily autonomy rights.
Transgenderism?
Take away parental rights.
9/11's Patriot Act?
Privacy rights.
Scary drones?
Privacy rights. I mean, this one's just about protecting us from the drones.
Got it.
But those other things, I can't believe some people were dumb enough to fall for those.
I can't believe they're dumb enough either.
He's reading a Thomas Sowell book. I didn't notice that.
Idiots.
He was reading a Thomas Sowell book. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. JP Sears' takes on the drones. There's this other thing. If I may, am I on here? Check 1, 2. This is other thing I may add to the comedy here is that and part 2 of Drone Apocalypse 2024 coming out this week, Unveiling Reality. It'll be a standalone video. It'll be premiering, and you could go in there and chat along with it. I'll be in the chat, but I just won't be actually live, right? The other thing, though, is that, and this is what I'm going to point out in this video coming up, is that there has been drones over military bases, right? And these are different drones than they're showing you on TV, different ones. And the thing about it is that we have drone technology. We have drone technology that's at war right now. I'm going to show you that too as well, and that is starting to be combined with robotics. Yes, the robot dogs are coming, buddy. They're coming, y'all. The robot dogs are coming. They may already be around, guys. When you see this, you're gonna freak out. However, the point is this: the public narrative of the drones, a lot of it is just people's own drones, right? And it's kind of getting mixed in a little bit with the military base aspect of it. Remember, it happened overseas in the UK, right? and that the drones that are being used to surveil military bases, although there's a little bit of crossover with this people taking things into their own hands, and willy-nilly guys like the Chinese guy out there that was arrested at the Space Force base, and then trying to head to China with some information. I talked to someone from Space Force who said that guy could have just been a space nut who was just on his way back, or space nerd, he said. But at the same time, we have technology to do the things that are happening to us, and our technology has likely been swiped, and people are doing it back, right? And there's different ways to fly above clouds, to come in at night undetected. So the undetected ones are the ones they're not talking about, and that's the hidden narrative I'm going to talk about on in that video. And that's the thing that I think that this sensationalized public version of things that's happening right now is kind of covering up. So it's going to be a very interesting video, along with a really good look at where the future's heading and what's going on right now over in the Ukraine-Russia war. Some drone news today about that as well. But that video is going to tell you and kind of put you on a different track about things, and say there's this one public narrative that's going on that most people are talking about, like JP is referring to. And I pointed out in Dronepocalypse 2024 Part 1, which was last week, where I said, it looks like to me the establishment never lets a crisis go to waste, and now they're manufacturing consent off this mass hysteria that's happening through Dronepocalypse, right? A lot of people are reporting helicopters, planes, Cessnas, and some, hobbyist kind of drones as this big drone invasion, when, military drones don't have FAA lights on them. They don't spin around. They don't do this stuff. So I'm going to show you what real military drones look like. And I'm going to show you them in action. And I'm going to show you them in action with robot dogs and how they're using them overseas in a real war right now, and the ones that you probably need to be looking at when it comes to spying on military. So look, I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to show you that. But this, how they use mass hysteria, they always do it. And JP, I think, did a pretty good job there of at least describing how when something gets sensationalized, how they pivot and never let a crisis go to waste and manufacture consent for more legislation and less rights. So I think you did a good job on that aspect of it. But I think there's a more to the story, and you're going to hear about it this week on Unveiling Reality, Dronepocalypse 2024 Part 2 coming out probably Wednesday. And since Christmas Day, people don't want to watch a video, do they? I mean, at some point you do, but I think I'll just wait till Wednesday to do it. That is Christmas Day, isn't it? Anyways, Christmas Day night, after everybody's all done, you can rewatch it later, right? It has to come out at some point. Okay, next video. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, oops, and of course I clicked the button right when it's supposed to start. There we go. That's how we do it.
I'm sick of doing OnlyFans.
Really? Why? Are you?
And as I try to cue it up, away we go.
I'm sick of doing OnlyFans.
Really? Why? Are you tired of whoring your body out for money?
No, not at all. It just takes too much work.
To lay there and be naked?
Yeah, 3 times a week.
How much money have you made on OnlyFans?
Like $20 million?
Huh. I have an idea.
What?
What if I told you could monetize something new that only takes a fraction of the time that OnlyFans does?
What could that possibly be?
You become a Christian influencer.
Huh?
Yeah, it's really trendy right now, actually. People love it. Story of redemption. Girl starts out on OnlyFans, and then after she's made millions, she all of a sudden finds Jesus and then preaches Christianity and morals to people on Instagram.
But I'm not a Christian, and I don't have any morals.
Yeah, obviously. I'm not dumb enough to think you do, but people on Instagram are.
I don't think so. I just don't see the point.
But you could make millions more selling Christian merch to idiots that fall for it.
I'm in.
Let's get started.
Hi, everyone. I have an announcement to make. I will no longer be doing OnlyFans because I now love
Jesus is his name.
Jesus. I love Jesus now. Jesus told me that he wants to use me to share his teachings to other people. He told me to tell you that too. And he also told me to tell you on Instagram. And I'm really excited to share my newly designed I Heart Jesus sweatshirts available in my shop now. Click the link in my bio.
That's perfect.
Hey Christians, I was just reading my Bible and
It's upside down.
it occurred to me that you should be asking yourself, how can I best be serving God right now? And my new leather cover Bibles with my face on them are available in my shop. Click the link in my bio if you love Jesus.
Got some comments coming in. Praise God you found Jesus. You go, girl. Your story of redemption is so powerful. It's working. All right, now people love a Christian woman that raises her own chickens. You ready?
Yep.
No. Remember, keep your clothes on for this content.
Does it really matter?
Kind of does. Yes.
Whatever. All right.
Yeah, give me that. Heel up one more time.
We are saved by grace alone.
Gross.
Okay. I found Jesus because of you. You're such a good role model.
Now forever, and this we know, the cornerstone is Christ alone.
You've overcome so much. Proud of you. You've changed my life. You inspire me. God is using you.
Idiots. Oh. Really?
If you take absolute.
There you go. JP, funny guy. All right. What else to have in this bag tonight? Let's see. Oh, did I show you guys this already? I feel like I did, but it's worth watching again. It's worth watching again. Have you guys seen Off-Brand Vivek? This is so funny. I got some serious trolling here.
There's a video of you out there.
I got this trolling video by Stein. I might skip it or save it for another time. But I want to show you guys this one. I love this one. This is, at least it's my favorite one of the week. If you guys have already seen this, then it's worth watching twice.
There's a video of you out there. I didn't realize you have an accent. And I want to show you this. I just want to get your opinion on that.
All right, let's see it.
No, Mom, I'm going to be first, but Trump is so way ahead. Way ahead, man. But I tell them I went to Harvard, I went to Yale. They look at me like, okay.
That's really funny. Hey, Vivek?
Hey, man, how are you?
Vivek.
Yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy. Good to meet you.
Hi.
Good to meet you. Yeah. What brings you to this part of town? Where are you from?
I'm like down the street, actually.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. So what do you do?
I'm a student. I want to play basketball.
It's fantastic. So when you have, you can be a cornerback, you can be a wide receiver. It doesn't really matter. The great thing about a meritocracy is if you're really good, you're going to make millions of dollars. And if you're not, you're going to get cut from your team. Probably not going to have any friends, probably not going to get any girls. But that's the great thing about capitalism, right? It's equality for all. And that's why on day one, we got to get rid of affirmative action.
That guy's pretty good.
His actual Vivek voice is very good.
It's really good. Oh my gosh, yeah. So this guy might have a future career.
Is that not you?
I mean, I wish I was in my 20s. That guy's pretty good. Yeah. So
nice. A great reaction there. Let's see. Tell you what. Let's see. Let's do a song from my new band called Winsu. Remember, it's old songs done in a new way. So this is one of my old songs done in a new way. And let's send this one out to our new members, our new Winner Circle members tonight. Let me see if this video will work. All right, let's do this. I need some kind of visual. I need to make music videos for these. I haven't made music videos yet for these songs. So sometimes I'm hesitant to play them, but I always promise I'll play them, and I don't. But let's just do this one. It's a good song for this time of year. It's called Give It All Away. And enjoy the song.
It's when we seem to find the way, the universe will test our faith. Distract us, try us just to say, if you believe, I'll clear the way. It's another day in the routine, zoning out on your TV. The time for that is over. sun will dry us out again. Believe the process is your friend. And substances of great value. Excess gets the best of you. So feel as good as you can, then give it all away. Give it all away. Think you've earned it, you might deserve it. Burn it, count it. When you have it, then give it all away. Give it all away. Give it all away. Think you've earned it, you might deserve it. Burn it, count it. When you have it, then give it all away. Give it all away. Hey, hey, hey. We choose to live, we choose to love. We choose to fall or rise above. We have this life to see the truth and learn the one faith is the faith you have in you. Take the good, accept the bad. Such a crazy life we have. So gather up your courage and give it all away. Think you gotta know it. Act in confidence and show. Add it to your value, then give it all away. It's up to you, it's up to me. Form the new reality. We'll all get there together and give it all away. Give it all away. Give it all away. Give it all away.
All right, Give It All Away by Winsu. How you doing? Old songs done new. It's Winsu. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. It's a blast from the past for myself. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you guys so much for coming out. As promised, I will be back tomorrow night. Well, as promised, I will give you that jam on out you've been dying for. The one that we started earlier, but didn't get to finish. And that was the song that was played after the Baby Shark song with Legal Vices and Aussie Overlord. And I had said it in that video, and I'll show you the screen before we get started. For those of you who made it, and I did lose some people through it because I guess they thought Baby Shark was going to go on all night. If you made it this far, here's your reward: a great band jamming for 3 minutes to cleanse your ears. You won't want to miss this jam; it's that good. Let me make sure I'm not screwing it up by speeding it. Yeah. Okay, so it will be a 3-minute exit on the show tonight. But I'd like to thank you guys so much. The tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, tune in for a special Christmas episode of. Oh yeah, do we got some place we need to go next? Let's see. Where can I send you guys? Who's on doing something that's decent? Let's see. I ain't sending it over to anything crazy like that. Let's see. I don't have nothing comes up in my feed sometimes when I do this. For some reason, my trailer didn't play tonight. My redirect's not happening. I don't even know who's doing what right now. I will just hit a refresh on a different page here, and I will see who I got some. Let's see. You guys want to go see Hannibal the Wrestler? Man. Nope. All right. It's not working. So anyways, we going to do that jam on out tomorrow night. Special Christmas episode of stick around for the jam now. Let's see. We're going to do we got 2 weeks left, huh? Scrooged. Man, we should just hit it hard, huh? Scrooged and Die Hard. Let's just do it. I was going to do a drone documentary in front of it, but we're going to have to screw it. We've done enough drone stuff for this week, and I will have more standalone videos next week for you to go with it. So that's what I decided to do. Tomorrow I have to change the thumbnail, but Scrooged and Die Hard back-to-back movie nights. Christmas movie nights. It's your Christmas movies. They're things that you like. They're going to be a good old time tomorrow night. Everybody in the crowd, come on back, 8 o'clock Eastern for the kickoff show here on YouTube and Rumble. And we will be leaving YouTube after about a little bit of time there. And because these are longer movies, probably do a quick kickoff show, talk about Christmas cheer and shit like that. And then we will jam on over to Rumble and BitChute exclusively. And evidently BitChute's got some interesting characters over there. I got some crazy comments about on some of my videos recently and some thumbs downs and stuff. And I'm like, people don't even watch the videos. They just thumb it down because they think they know what you're going to say. And then they talk about like, hating Jews and stuff. I'm like, so what's going on BitChute? Like, who the hell's over there? It's the craziest world, but I'm putting videos over there anyway. Screw them. We're going to make BitChute great again someday, I guess. I don't even know. I don't care. It is what it is. It's just fun to do. So anyways, we'll be back on next before you know it. So maybe even by this weekend or next weekend or something. Anyways, we're out of here, guys. This is the, let's see, what is my banner? You guys stay for the jam on out. You're going to love it. I'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. And until that time, stay based. Till that time, stay based and keep on winning.
This is a friendship that'll never